What's up, everybody? It's J and J with Justin and Jordan. We back again. Special guest. You know, I was gonna say Justin for him to introduce you. Why don't you introduce yourself, bro?
All right, man. So my name is John Carlos. They call me JC. We're here to talk about basketball today with on the J and J podcast. Can't wait to get into discussion with these guys. I really like what they're doing. I see the potential with these guys. You just have to keep working. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm ready to discuss this basketball topics, man. I'm ready.
You see, just I fuck with him already. That's it.
Yeah.
I fuck with him already.
I'm hyped, yo. We've been chopping it up for a long time. We've been planning for this episode to happen, and I was like, yo, we can't let this shit slip away. So I was like, yo, we gotta make it happen anytime.
No funny shit. So what we get into today, bro? I think today's gonna be a very good day, bro.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be talking about questions for every playoff team, including the playing teams. And then I know you want to talk about if we done with the 90s or not, real quick. But
low key, we'll get into that more so later on. But yeah, let's get into it. I mean, we get into that time of the year. Regular season does matter. I always say this all the time. A lot of people got chill with this regular season don't matter bullshit. But we winding down. We got maybe like 2 weeks left of the regular season. Maybe like 2.5 weeks left. So we just want to see because the teams is basically locked in right now.
yeah.
All due respect to Rockets, Şengün went down. I think your chances of making the play-in are low right now. You're like 5 games out, like 15 games left. So I think we kind of locked in. It's all about the seeding moving now at this point. But every team has some questions behind them, either going into the playoffs or what the future's looking like after the playoffs. So Justin, do you want to start with the East or the West right now?
We could start with. Let's start with the East.
All right, let's start with the East then.
Yeah.
Number 10, we got the Hawks.
Yeah.
We addressed this kind of last week. My question for the Hawks is kind of like, no matter what the outcome is of this playoff run, what is the next move? Because we were already talking about rebuild. Y'all don't got to keep doing this shit. You feel me? There's no point in moving on with this Trae Young and DeJounte Murray duo. It's not getting you anywhere. In fact, it's low-key set you back compared to where you were before you got him. Before you got him, you were the 5 seed. Now it's back-to-back playing appearances. This time you're at the 10 seed. You got to win 2 games in a row just to get into the playoffs. I think it's time to move on, personally. You tried your best. You tried to build around Trae Young. You paired him with a great defensive backcourt member. But it just hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out. For me, I think they just got to move on. We already addressed this last week, Justin.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. Last week I said they should just blow the whole shit up.
Oh, yeah.
And we see that like whenever Trae Young's out the lineup, DeJounte Murray plays way better.
He's hooping.
Like he's hooping right now. So I'm like I think we've seen the ceiling with this team with Trae Young as a leader. A lot of people like to say that 2021 run was like a fluke, and ever since then it's like we just seen them playing, get in, and then get out right in the first round. Mm-hmm. So the writing's on the wall for this team, and a lot of the guys like we see the rise of Jalen Johnson. That's a promising piece, but other than that, it's like. It's really just a young team led by Trae Young, who's dominating the ball, and DeJounte Murray, who's trying to figure shit out while he's playing with another guy who's handling the ball with him too. So I think we kind of seen like the heights the Hawks could go with Trae Young leading at the helm. So I think the next move for them is to kind of just like rebuild this whole shit.
I mean, I kind of agree with what you guys said. I mean, DeJounte Murray, Trae Young experiment, if you want to call it, has failed. I mean, like you guys were alluding to, DeJounte Murray plays the best basketball when he has the ball. The season with the Spurs, near triple-double, I believe putting up 19, 9, and 9 that season. Yeah. So now you're relegating him to another role that he wasn't used to. San Antonio was his team. Granted, you weren't getting much wins, but the style of play, you have to like adjust your game for someone like Trae Young. Yeah. Trae Young's usage percentage with the balls, arguably, I believe it's like the 4th or 3rd most in the league that he has the ball with. Trae Young's better than DeJounte Murray at the end of the day. You're not going to run your offense through DeJounte Murray. Trae Young is the one that can get you the points, can get you the assists, can do everything he can with the basketball that DeJounte Murray can't do. But like you guys said, I mean, what was the trade for DeJounte Murray for the Hawks? What did they end up giving up for him?
3 or 4 picks.
3 or 4 picks.
I think it was like 3 first.
At this point, you've had 2 play-in appearances. Trae Young's not. You guys might fall off. Actually, no, you won't because the Nets really suck. They're not going to get that last spot. That's my team. They really suck. So you want to get that last spot. But back-to-back playing appearances, and you're gonna get bounced in the first round because you're gonna end up playing Milwaukee or Boston teams that have championship aspirations, teams that are just better than you, top to bottom. So this experiment definitely has failed. There are some promising pieces, but there are a lot of expiring contracts on this team. There are a lot of older veterans that you can trade away to jumpstart this rebuild. If I were them, DeJounte Murray's gone. Clint Capella, I would get rid of him. There's a bunch of pieces, Bogdanovich. There's a bunch of pieces that you can get, and you can get solid capital for them. But at this point, it's the writing's on the wall with this pairing. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we said last week, man, ship out Clint to the fucking Warriors, who haven't had a big in years. Send out DeJounte wherever, because DeJounte and Trae Young, they're going to get you combined at least 4 first-round picks.
Yeah,
like, no funny
100.
shit. And then Bogdan is going to get you an extra first-round pick. That's already 5 first-round picks you're getting, and whatever assets you could get from the Warriors by trading Clint Capella there. Because they need that nigga over there. I can't even lie.
No,
so that's already 5 picks and whatever you could get from Clint Capella. Whatever you want to do with the likes of Sadiq Bey, who unfortunately just got hurt, DeAndre Hunter, who we agree, I think he's hit his fucking ceiling. What we've seen from him so far, he's not going to get any better.
Pretty much it.
And from here on out, he's going to stay on a plateau until he starts falling off.
Yeah.
Great defender, okay offensively, but that's it. That two-way potential, people saying he was going to be like the next Kawhi and shit, it's over. It's not happening. It's not happening. I know you said like maybe you're comfortable moving Onyeka. I would keep him.
Onyeka Okongwu,
I
I
would
would keep him
keep
too.
him for at least a
I'm
year.
keeping
If you're trading Capella, I'd keep him too.
I'll keep him. See what he's got. Keep him. Keep Jalen Johnson.
That
keep all the young
run,
dudes.
that run is really looking fluky though. I'm not
No,
gonna lie.
it is.
That
Yeah.
run is 100% fluky. I have no faith in Trae Young. Yeah, I just leading a team like within the mix. Like who did he play that year in the first round? The Hawks played the Knicks.
And then-
Julius Randle, RJ Barrett had all-time horrific playoff series. Then you play Ben Simmons, who is a playoff choker. Then you have Joel Embiid, who was hurt that entire
Ben
series.
Simmons' career was done after
No,
that.
That was done after that
it really
series.
took a top 5, maybe top 10 playoff choking moment of all time
From
for you to
both
get to
teams.
conference finals.
Exactly.
Like that shit was terrible. That pass off when you could have dunked that shit was terrible, and that left you into the conference finals.
Yep.
I've barely seen few fucking unclutch moments in the playoffs where some shit like that happened. And that's why you got to the conference finals. You faced a Bucks team that was injured. Giannis was hurt. Granted, Trae Young was hurt
Trae Young
as well.
did get hurt too. Yep.
But Giannis was missing games as well. You didn't take advantage.
Yeah, Giannis
you were
was
getting
like-
cooked by Chris Middleton.
Giannis missed like 2 games in that series.
Yeah, you were getting cooked. Chris Middleton dropped 40 on them.
They had like a 20-point fourth quarter on them too. That one
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
He was hooping.
That was your chance right there.
He was hooping, Justin, which is why I still stand by what I said a couple years ago when that shit happened. There's not that many players in the playoffs that I want my team more than Chris Middleton when it comes to the clutch. So they got cooked by Chris Middleton without Giannis. Your ceiling's done. You had your best route to the finals in decades. Decades. This was a better chance than any year you had with Dominique Wilkins. Any fucking year. Any year with Kyle
Joe
Korver,
Johnson,
Joe Johnson,
Al Horford.
all these motherfuckers. This was your best chance ever. Unfortunately, you blew it. I knew from the start when this trade happened, it was not going to work out. DeJounte Murray is a primary ball handler.
Absolutely.
Yes, he's covering Trae Young's deficiencies on defense, but he needs the fucking ball on offense.
Yeah, he does.
He's hooping right now.
Damn, I just imagine Trae Young on those Hawks teams with Joe Johnson and them.
That would have been
That'd
tough.
be
They needed a
fucking
point. Imagine
crazy.
that would have been an upgrade from Jeff Teague to Trae Young. That would have been
Jeff Teague was good, but imagine
Jeff Teague was
but this
solid.
is-
But
imagine
Trae Young
dropping
is-
Trae Young in
Oh
there.
my goodness,
Yo,
Trae Young is ridiculous.
That would have been fucking crazy.
Now, and I agree with JC. Like, you're never going to win a championship with Trae Young as your best player. Second best, yes. But as your main guy, you're not fucking winning. You're just not. You're going to have to luck into some shit like you did 3 years ago.
You're gonna need playoff blunders on top of playoff blunders to achieve that goal. And even then, let's just say you get to the finals, you're not beating Denver. You're not beating anybody that gets out of the West with Trae Young.
You're not even beating the Suns.
You need to have a transcendent skill as a small guy like a Steph Curry for you to be the leader. But like a Donovan Mitchell, like these small guards, like they're great players, but they don't have a transcendent skill. It's not in NBA history. A point guard being the best player on a championship team is few and far between. And like I said, you need to be either a Magic or you need to be a Steph. You need to have a transcendent skill. You need to be a game changer. Trae Young, as great as he is, he has a lot of deficiencies defensively. He's really inefficient, takes a lot of bad shots. And I just can't see a 6-foot guy leading a team to the championship of Trae Young's caliber. Great player, I believe. I agree with Jordan. Definitely a number 2, but as a number 1, nah, man, I'm not buying that.
Only 6-foot guy who could lead a team to the championship. His name is Jalen Brunson, by the way. I had to put that out there. I just had to put that
That
out
motherfucker
there.
had 40 the other night.
He's
45.
been hooping this year, boy.
What y'all think about the Bulls, or what question you guys got for the Bulls? Because to be honest with you, this is boring.
My question for the Bulls is, what's the holdup?
Yeah, what is the hold
What's
up?
the holdup? Blow this shit up.
What are we waiting for? Lonzo
much.
Ball to come back?
Yeah.
We don't know how he's gonna come back. He's
'cause
missed 2 years.
He's hooping out. For the first time he's dribbling the ball for the first time in 2 years. Who cares? You guys held the 1 seed for like two weeks,
2
like
weeks.
a month. Who cares, bro?
That
Blow this shit up.
feels-
There's no potential.
That feels so long ago.
Yeah.
And they were the only team that did not make any fucking. You didn't even trade for a second rounder. You didn't trade for the 15th man on the roster. You did not make any trades, bro. The only team not to make a single fucking trade.
That was what, 2 or 3 years in a row they did that?
I think that's 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
They haven't
Yeah.
made a fucking move, bro.
That's crazy.
They don't make any moves. And it's not like, oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Your shit's broke. More than Lonzo's jump shot in the past. Your shit is broke. That's just the cold hard truth. I don't even want to spend too much time on them because how long have we said, yo, trade Zach LaVine, trade DeMar. Kobe White is hooping.
Yeah, that's a bright
That's
spot.
the brightest spot of the
That's
the
a
whole
bright
team.
spot.
Oh, trade Vooch too.
Yeah.
He should be the first one out, to be
Yeah.
completely honest with you. He might have the least value of the three. Get him the fuck out of there. Build around Kobe White, which sounds crazy. Io, I guess.
Ayo Dosunmu, yeah.
Hold out on Patrick Williams. You're already holding on to his depreciating stock. See if there's anything out of it.
Just be bad for a year, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's like we've been seeing the Bulls pick 7, 8, 7, 7, 7 for mad years. I'm like, yo, go be in the top 3 for a year and see what that could do for you.
Yeah. When was the last time they had a top 3 pick?
Derrick Rose, I believe.
Derrick Rose, 15. Yeah, 15 years ago.
I
16
believe
years
I'm
Derrick
ago.
really
Rose,
trying to
unless
think.
I'm drawing a blank.
It's
I'm trying to
16
think
years
too.
ago.
Pat Will, what pick was Pat Will?
He was fourth.
Fourth. Yeah,
Fourth.
he was fourth.
Okay, so I was, okay.
Yeah.
So a top 3 talent has not been in Chicago in 16 years.
And Pat Will was a fucking reach.
yeah.
Pat Will was definitely, he
He
was
was a
really
fucking-
raw coming out of college, and you
Yeah,
can
he
still
was-
see his
I
game's
thought-
not
I
refined
thought
yet.
Pat Will was gonna go like 9, 10. I think it went
That's what
4.
I'm saying.
They
So
went
he
off
was in the top
potential.
4 talent.
That's what that's what they went off. I mean, I kind of agree with you guys. This team is in no man's land. This team, you have Vucevic. Okay, you can get value for Vucevic. I still think Vucevic's a solid center. He's a good center. You can get some value for him. Zach LaVine, trade him. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the front office, the players, etc., they don't even want him to be there.
Nobody
Zach
wants him
LaVine is
there.
on that bench. I saw a video the other day. He's like sulking on the bench, sitting by himself. Get him out of there, man. Like, do him the favor. Get him out of there. DeMar DeRozan. He's been playing great. He's up in his trade value. You can get something for DeMar DeRozan. You got to trade these guys to contenders. But I agree with you guys. You have to blow this up. Let's see if you can get a top 5 pick. Let's see what you can do with a top 5 pick. But as far as like this roster with contending, like it's sad to say we would never know if with the Lonzo Ball and that type of team. That team was arguably the best team in the East record wise. But that window was closed. You weren't beating Boston. Now you weren't
wasn't beating Milwaukee
You
then.
weren't beating the Nets at that time when they had their big three. Regardless of anything, I would have taken Kevin Durant and James Harden or Kevin Durant and Kyrie in a series over the
Heat.
Bulls. You just
You wasn't beating Miami that
you
year.
weren't beating Miami that year. So it's like at the end of the day, you're in no man's land, but there is hope for Chicago because they control their assets. They're not like some team like the Nets that traded away their assets where they can't control anything. Chicago has the opportunity to control all their assets. On top of that, stockpile. Do what an OKC did. Obviously, you're not going to get a fleece like a Paul George deal, but if you trade a lot of these pieces, like I think DeMar can go for 2 or 3 first-round picks for sure, maybe even 4 if you trade him to a contender that is desperate. Same thing with Zach LaVine. Same thing with Vooch. These are players that you can plug into contending teams that can help them take them over the top. And a lot of teams will overpay for shit like that.
100%.
So that's their best bet to blow this up and get as much capital as you can.
I low-key want to talk about the Nets. The way he be talking about them, I'm like, yo.
Yeah, but
What is there to really talk about?
They
They're
out.
terrible.
They out.
Keep it a stack. You think they should come back to Jersey?
No, no,
I would
no,
love
I
for
don't.
them to come back.
They were. I mean, I would love for it too, but the fan base was horrific. Like I'm a diehard Nets fan, bro. They were letting people win in the games for free at halftime. That's how
Yeah,
bad we were.
yo, nigga,
Like
it
it
was
was
bad.
horrific.
It
Like
was
we were
bad.
dead last in attendance and.
For
No-
years, bro.
Yo, the move to
Consecutive
Brooklyn,
years.
like I don't think KD and Kyrie come to the Nets if we're in Jersey. Maybe Kyrie because he has rules. Kevin Durant's like, bro, I'm not playing in Prudential Center. I'm not playing in
playing Newark.
Izod Center. I'm not playing in Newark.
Did
Like,
you see that shit that came out like months ago? It was like, oh, this was Melo's pitch to come to the Nets.
yeah, Melo
And
even said, I'm
it
not playing in
it was
Prudential
him
Center.
in a Photoshop jersey, and it was like starting lineup. It was like D. Will, Gerald Wallace, fucking Chris Humphries. I'm like, nigga, this is like a playing team. Like,
Plan didn't even exist at
I
that
hate
point.
y'all.
too.
Yeah, the play didn't even exist.
I hated Darren. Darren Williams is on my top 5 list of players that I despise. As basketball players, why? That's it. Obviously, nothing personal with him, but oh my god, as a Nets fan, I hated Darren Williams, bro. I hated Darren Williams.
And it's crazy, bro, because the Nets, I don't know. Barclays Center is lit, bro. I love it.
shit costs $1 billion, but that shit don't even sell out.
It don't.
I was about to say, I know you said y'all was dead last in Jersey. Like, I remember that shit, but it's also like now you try to cut into a historic Knicks market.
Yeah.
you kind of fucked.
Bro, I went to the game, the one in January.
It's dead.
Knicks Nets, bro.
Oh no, Knicks were chill.
Yo.
It was important. I seen Julius Randle. OG Anunoby block Cam Johnson. I see Julius Randle get a dunk. I hear the
he
stadium,
did that shit.
The
I have a
stadium
video.
erupts. I'm like, yo, we're not in Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden.
bro. I have a video on my phone of like Julius Randle in the 3, bro. Everybody screaming.
Oh,
I'm
my
like-
gosh.
And bro, when he had that dunk, yo, it was over. Bro.
I'm not gonna hold you. Anybody, Steph Curry coming, he's getting MVP chance. LeBron, this is like, oh my gosh. If you're a popping athlete or a popping team, this is your second home. That's just how bad it's gotten. We don't have any exciting players.
Y'all only got like 25 home games. to
Mikal
be
Bridges
honest.
was hitting shots and nobody gave a fuck.
Nobody like.
Yeah, he said that. He said that shit on the podcast. He was like,
Yeah.
"I was getting tight. Y'all shit
No,
was
like
funny as hell."
that's the thing. The Nets also like casuals that watch basketball, they want to see exciting players. The Nets don't really have anybody exciting. Like the Knicks, they have a Jalen Brunson who's cooking the entire league right now. He is going crazy. Julius Randle in the regular season, he's good in the playoffs, but OG Anunoby, like these are exciting players. These are players that bring energy to the team. Who are these players for the Nets? Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thompson's good, but like, come on, bro.
In the
We don't have
game-
anybody exciting.
Yo, I'm glad I sold my Bridges stock, by the way, before the season started. When niggas say he's an
yeah.
all-star, I'm
You
so
are
glad
absolutely right.
I sold that stock. I was like, it's not happening.
All his
bro.
all his scoring opportunities come off DHOs. He can't he can't do that.
Yeah.
He can't do that.
Well, I know I cut you off once. I'm gonna do it another time. Also, shout out Finney Smith under 1.5 threes. That shit hits every time.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
That
Oh
nigga
my
will go
God.
1 for 7 from 3, and that's all his shots, by the way.
There was a point in the game, bro. Dennis Smith lost the ball. And the dude sitting next to me, he was like, "That's why you was in the G League, nigga." Yo, I started laughing. And he was a Nets fan, too.
Oh my
like,
goodness. Yeah,
that
I mean,
shit-
look, I'm a Net. Let me ask you quick before we move on, I guess, today. Are the Nets exciting to watch?
hell no.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Is there any players that you sell, like, even just like a fraction of a piece like these players? Anybody on the Nets?
Cam Thomas, but not his attitude when he be sitting and then he starts.
I
bitching.
agree. His attitude is a little corny for me.
But
Like
his
a
game is
solid
cool.
player though,
Yeah.
good player.
I like Mikal Bridges. I just don't like his role
As
with
a
the
one.
Nets.
He's not the man.
He's not a one.
Like, if he
He's
was...
not even a 2.
Yeah.
He's a 3. I
I
guess.
love what he can be for like a championship team.
For sure.
Because he'll be a fucking elite piece. But as the number 1 guy in Brooklyn, I don't.
I loved him in Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix.
He was
I love
fucking
him.
exciting to watch. in
Amazing
Phoenix.
role player.
I welcome him with
Incredible.
open arms to the Knicks.
Oh, get all the Nova boys together. But
Yo,
the thing
that'd be
is,
cool.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, just there's like no space now.
Yeah,
Now we
there's
got
no-
OG.
I mean,
If
OG
we didn't have OG, I'd be like, yo, trade RJ for this nigga tomorrow. But it's like now we got OG. It's like, and it's not that I don't want him. There's no space though.
Yeah.
We can't put him nowhere.
Hey, the thing I will say is anybody that does get Mikal Bridges, you're getting a better player. You're getting a better player. Like
Yeah, you're gonna
you're
get a
not
better
getting this
version.
3. Like no, Mikal Bridges, he like at a secondary, low secondary, third option rate, he can create his own shot. He's a good mid-range shooter. He's a good 3-point shooter on catch and shoot. Like, and he's gotten better as a playmaker. Like, you're getting a better player. Just don't run him as your one,
think-
as your
Yeah, he's
go-to.
improved.
I think the
Definitely
next team
improved.
he goes to, depending on the situation, we'll probably see the best version of Mikal Bridges.
I'm trying to think where he can even go before we move on. I feel like he will hoop in Indiana.
Oh, with Tyrese Halliburton
That's
in
a
them,
good
that'd
fit.
be a
Yeah.
great
That's
fit.
hooping.
I know Memphis wanted him.
Philly would be tough.
Philly would be tough. Go back home. I think
Memphis wanted him.
Yeah.
The Houston Rockets wanted
Yo,
him.
but y'all was being stingy as fuck.
I would have traded him. I would have traded him.
I was being
but I
mad.
don't know, but I don't know how true those reports are.
You don't think so?
I mean, I don't. If it's true, the Nets are dumb. They're just dumb. But you never know. I mean, I would have. The Rockets said, "Yo, we will give you back your future if you get what?
I
I'm
would've
doing
took
that.
that shit.
I'm doing that.
Because y'all don't got your pick this
We
year.
don't
right?
have our pick until 2027. So
It's like a reboot of 10 years ago.
They control. Well, the thing is, it's not as bad as the Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett thing. It's not as bad because all of our picks for the Paul Pierce and KG were unprotected. Now we have 2 unprotected, but we also have 2 pick swaps with them. So, but Houston's voice said like, "Yo, we don't really even need these picks, bro. Like, we don't. Like, we have a solid foundation. We just want to build on this foundation." So, if that's true that the Nets didn't accept that offer, That's crazy to me. Unless the only thing that the Nets could be pitching to their fans is that, yo, we have a chance to get a Donovan Mitchell, etc. in free agency. But even then, who's going to want to play for
does that do?
Who's
Like,
going to want to play for this team?
I think you'll get a great return if you trade Mikal, Cam Johnson, and Finney Smith.
for sure.
Oh, you said Cam Johnson. I thought you didn't say Cam Johnson.
No, I said
No,
Cam
Cam-
Johnson.
yeah, Cam
With
Johnson,
them
Finney.
three alone, you'll get a nice return.
You'll get some
Yeah.
returns, bro.
Because weren't motherfuckers trying to trade like 2 firsts for DFS?
They were trying to no the
firsts is crazy.
the Nets were like they were saying, if you want a DFS, we want 2 firsts, which is absurd to me. You have no you just have no say you have no say at this point. You need to take whatever you can take, and that's it. Like, I don't know, man. All this problems stem from Sean Marks, the most overrated GM in all of basketball. There are still people that vouch for this dude. He needs to be fired. I think once he's fired and they find a new coach, the Nets will have brighter days. Until that dude is in office, we're done. We're cooked. We're not going to do anything.
Where's GM in New York?
Yes. Who's your Leon Rose? Is the Knicks GM? Is that his
No,
name?
I'm just saying all sports. 'Cause I would say that nigga's worse than Cashman at this point.
Brian Cashman. Right now, I mean, shit.
He might be the worst.
He might be. I mean, listen, man. You had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant.
And they all asked for trades.
Yo, what did you walk away with? We didn't even walk away with a promising all-star.
not even an ECF.
We walked away. We walked away with Mikal Bridges as the centerpiece for trading 3 offensive Hall of Fame players.
Shit don't sit right with me.
Come on, man. Come on. You set the franchise back years.
Niggas got Finney Smith for Kyrie Irving.
We got Spencer Dinwiddie, not even on the team. He
Only
sucked
thing
too.
I'm happy about is all the fake Nets fans are gone.
Yeah.
True.
From 2019 to 2022, I just had fake Nets fans in
True.
my life.
True.
And now they're gone.
Very true. Yeah.
Now they Laker fans, they Sun fans, they
I don't know
Clipper
where the fuck they are
fans.
now.
They
Yeah.
they wherever else.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What about Philly? Because my main question for Philly is Embiid gonna come back?
Oh man.
That's my main thing, and I guess it's a 2-parter. Can Embiid coming back have him face his 2nd-round demons? Because right now they're the 8th seed. They win the first game. Right now they're playing the Bucks. Not liking their chances there. They lose the game, win the second game. You're playing the Celtics for what? The 4th time in Embiid's career? You're about to go 0-4 against the Celtics in your
True.
playoff career. So what do you guys think about Embiid right now? Are y'all buying into Embiid coming back? And is that even going to make a difference?
To be honest, bro, I wouldn't even bring him back.
Me neither.
Just the severity of his injury and all the shit he's had to deal with over the years. I feel like bringing him back, and then he also has to get into playing shape.
Yep.
And then you're gonna bring him back into fucking playoff basketball where he's getting schemed against all this for fucking 7 games, whatever. It's too much to ask of him, and he's like coming back from injury, doing all this shit, getting back into shape. It's a lot to ask, and then all that just to get out the first round. Like, your writing's on the wall at that point. Like, you're not gonna. He's not gonna put on like a Herculean effort in the first round, and even if he does, it's a lot of like that'll be a lot of wear and tear, especially if you're going against fucking the Bucks or the Celtics, or God forbid you go against Miami in round 1. Like,
I don't think it's possible right now, currently.
Yeah, I don't
unless
think
they
so.
move up.
but that's a lot to ask of him, and you're gonna tell me if he doesn't get it done in round 2 or whatever, they're gonna be like, oh, this is all on him. Like, I already know how it's gonna be. They're gonna put all the shit on him when he shouldn't even have came back. If I was Philly, I'll just play it smart. Listen, just sit it out. He was playing out of his mind.
He was the MVP.
He was the MVP.
He was the MVP.
So I'll be
I
like,
don't know,
yo,
guys, but y'all can have that opinion.
Actually, I mean, I thought he was the MVP.
he was at least number 1. Like,
and he was at
at
least
the
top
time,
2 at the
yeah.
time when he
He
35,
was top 3.
35, 10, and 4.5 assists, having a 70-point game on right before he left. I thought he was the MVP.
and you know my feelings about Embiid.
That doesn't even mean that he's the best
thought-
player
me
either.
too. But he was hooping. But I
He was
I
dogging.
I was still buying into Jokic, Shea, and Luka.
Nah,
Nah, I'm not.
Embiid to me
even
was
at the
number
time.
1.
Nah,
bro.
yeah, Shea. I'm not
Even at
jacking
the
that over.
time.
I'm not jacking Shea over
At
Embiid.
the
That's
time,
news to
bro,
me though.
because I didn't think
You gotta
Embiid-
think about it. Philly was what, the 2nd seed when
They
he
were
went
like the
out?
2nd or 3rd seed at one point.
Yeah, I mean,
They were the 3rd seed when he went down. But like
Now they're the
the
8th.
gap
Yeah,
between
now
them
they're
screams
the
a lot of this
crazy.
screams a lot of MVP value in here. I mean,
My thing is though too.
they're all
like,
great players though.
The question I kind of want to pose to you guys because they could still move up. Like let's say they move up to the 6th seed. Can they even beat Cleveland even if Embiid comes back?
I think they beat Cleveland if Embiid comes back
don't think
healthy.
so.
I think they can beat Cleveland.
But that's the thing. Embiid's not going to come back 100%.
It depends when he comes back, though.
Is that 80% Embiid enough to beat Cleveland?
Okay, no, not an 80%. Do we know like the timetable of when he's
I think if
supposed to
Embiid
come
came
back?
back like today, they could beat Cleveland.
Yeah, I do.
But
I can.
if he comes back like April fucking 5th,
Like, nah, yeah. You know what?
shot.
Yeah, it's a lot of risk. I mean,
yeah,
They're cooked.
yeah, they're
they
cooked.
are. I mean,
They're
shit.
not being the Knicks. Healthy Knicks was cooking them. Healthy Knicks and healthy Embiid was getting cooked.
Beat him by 33 with Embiid on the floor.
Yeah, and they had to force him out so that he could continue his 30-point streak. And he got exactly 30.
This is just the issue with Embiid. It's every single fucking time around this year, there's always a fucking injury going into the playoffs. At some point, like, you can say it's bad luck, but as a fan, if I was a Philly fan, this shit is annoying the fuck out of me right now. Like, we can't get one healthy playoff run from an MVP candidate player. I mean, like you guys said, can he be 80% and beat Cleveland? He can't be 80% and beat Cleveland. But, like, this is a story of Joel Embiid. He plays great all year, and then when you need him the most, he always has some type of injuries, and then he doesn't play up to par because the injuries are, you know, they're taking a toll on his body to which he can't play at the highest level. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm of the mindset if he can come back soon, you bring him back. You can't just let this season go to waste. You can't just let the season go to waste because at one point, I do believe Embiid is going to get traded. He is going to get traded. He's going to either want out or Philly's going to have enough. One or the other is going to give or they're both going to give. My thing is if you paid him this money, you have to give return on your investment. You have to at least find out what could happen. So if I'm Philly and he can play, I'm bringing him back. I'm bringing him back. I can't punt this season. You're never going to have it's really hard to find a player of Embiid's caliber. I know he has the injuries, whatever the case may be, but it's really hard to have a player of this caliber. And, you know, you're going to either end up losing him, but if you're going to end up losing him, I'm going all in with him. I'm not punting a season on him. Embiid's 30. I'm not punting a season on him. I can't.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, I'll punt it for the reason that you just said that he's going to want to get traded. At least if he don't play in this playoffs, Philly can pitch to him. Daryl Morey can pitch to him like, hey, we lost because you weren't there. Let's bring you back and let's do it again. You were looking great. You were the MVP basically before you went down. I mean, look how far we fell without you. Look how we got cooked in the playoffs without you. Just come back. Let's give it one more chance, whatever. Because me and Justin truly believed at the start of the season, if they lose without getting to the conference finals this year with Embiid, he was going to ask for a trade in the offseason.
For sure.
But at least now, if you punt and you keep Embiid out, you kind of delay that process by a year. Whether it's because you want to try to go all in next year, or if it's a case of like, yo, we need this motherfucker to stay here, or we gotta decide to trade him right now. At least you're trading him before he holds the keys of I'm requesting a trade. I only want to go here, here, and here.
Yeah.
So either you go all in or you put him out on the market before he says, I only want to go to the Knicks, I only want to go to Miami, and I only want to go to wherever. And if I don't go to these three teams, I'm not going to re-sign, I'm not going to play whatever. That's the only value I would see in punting.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision, though. It's hard, to be honest. Even if Embiid didn't go down, I don't see him going to the conference finals.
You think if teams are calling for Embiid, Daryl Morey's like, he's taking the phone call, he's listening?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Why would he not?
So, I mean, a report just came out a couple hours ago. Joel Embiid targeted to return before the playoffs, preferably 2.5 weeks before the playoffs. So that's any moment now.
That's like next week, though.
That's like any moment now.
Yeah.
You think that's enough time for him to get into basketball shape and in there, or it's tough? So it seems like they're loading up to try to do it though.
So the next 2 weeks,
within the next week and a half, 2 weeks, yeah.
Because the playoff starts in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that means he
has to come back next week. Yeah.
You basically have to play him like that whole last week of the
season.
Thing
is though, I like their chances because they're only a game. I saw the standings. How far are they from 6 seed? I like that matchup with Cleveland.
Probably like half a game.
6 seed.
They like a game behind Miami.
I like that
and
matchup.
They're like 2 or 3 behind the Knicks.
You don't want to play Milwaukee or Boston.
Oh, hell no.
If Embiid comes back, they're gunning for that spot to play Cleveland.
So right now,
and we know how Cleveland is in the playoffs.
Oh,
we know how they are.
Like
I like that.
They're like a game back because the Pacers are 37-30. The Sixers are 36-30. Yeah. So they're like right there.
Man, yo, listen. If he comes back, gun for that 6 seed. I like their chances. I got them. If they play Cleveland, I got them in 6 over Cleveland. And with a healthy Embiid and Maxey, everybody playing, I got him in 6
I
over
think that
Cleveland.
series goes the distance.
I don't know.
6 or 7, yeah,
6 or 7,
for
yeah.
sure. It's not going to be a get them out of here type series. But then, obviously, like you said, in the next round, it's either Boston or Milwaukee. They'll
Yeah,
go
you
home.
pick your fucking
I like
poison.
them. I like them more against Milwaukee too, because I feel like Milwaukee's defense isn't that good, and they're susceptible to superstars going off on them. Boston, you have no answer for them. Boston is the most complete team in the NBA on paper, and if you watch them play. Milwaukee, they have a lot of glaring weaknesses on that
think,
roster. I like their chances against
Fully
Milwaukee.
healthy Embiid, I like their chances against Milwaukee.
I do. Now, I'm not saying they would win. That dude wouldn't be my favorite.
I'm taking
but I like that
Milwaukee in
matchup.
6. Give me Milwaukee in 6, and even with the Cavs, because like you guys said, it's about who like we talking about playoff chokers earlier. Embiid, I won't say he's a playoff choker, but he's a playoff dropper. Donovan Mitchell is a top 10 playoff riser in the NBA. He rises to the fucking occasion. Y'all can't really disagree with that.
Outside, I mean, that's one of my favorite
Not
players.
the last 2 years.
Yeah, outside of
Last year he was low-key
horrific.
hooping, but Darius Garland fucking choked. He was hooping for a couple of them games. And then the year before was
Utah
against the
Mavericks.
Mavs. He didn't really play bad.
Brunson
They
outplayed
just got-
him 2 years in a
Yeah,
row.
just
Brunson
got
outplayed
outclassed.
them, and
They
they
got
should have won that because
outclassed.
Luka missed a couple games. They had a chance.
Luka
that-
missed the first 3.
yeah, that was right there for the taking.
Chill. But against the Clippers, he was hooping.
Yeah, he was
and that
definitely
was a 1
hooping.
seed. And whoever they played
His
before that,
remember his rookie year, he was going
yeah,
crazy.
his rookie year, he was going crazy. The bubble was going
Who
crazy.
they play before the Clippers in 2021? When they were the first?
the
Grizzlies.
not
The
was it the
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies,
Grizzlies.
the T-Wolves.
The Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
It was
And
one
I think
versus
he
8
missed-
seed.
He might have missed the game, I think.
With an ankle, he missed game 1.
Yeah.
And then the Grizzlies won game 1, and then they won 4 straight after
Yeah,
that.
went 4 straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
remember
boy,
that.
yes. I fuck with Don. Don nice.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, he's risen to the occasion more than he's dropped.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
True that.
Since rookie year,
Oh, yeah,
since
of
bubble,
course. Yeah.
second year as well.
Yeah.
And he's had like 4 or 5 great playoff runs, and I'll say one subpar, which was last year.
Yeah.
And even then, last year he's had a couple games.
The
he was
first
hooping.
game-
I would say Darius Garland was
The
the worst.
first
fucking player.
game last year, he was hooping.
God,
yo.
stop.
I was like, yo, I remember.
don't even wanna think
I remember when
about
that
it.
series started last year. Everybody's like, yo, take Mitchell's over every fucking game. That shit was crazy. I think he had like 30. He almost had 40 the first game.
He's dangerous. He's a dangerous fucking player, bro.
Yeah, he is.
But
Very
I-
dangerous.
I don't know. I don't really see Philly beating anyone that's not named Orlando,
Orlando. word.
Indiana. Honestly, that's it because Knicks, Heat, Cavs, Bucks, Sixers, Celtics, they're all cooking Philly right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. In a 7-game series, they're all cooking Philly, and in less than 7 games. The only team that they could take to 7, honestly, is Cleveland. Everyone else, 6 or lower. You're losing that fucking playoff series. How y'all feeling about the Pacers though? Because my main question is, shit, we've seen this story so many fucking years. Best offense, fastest offense, whatever. Is that regular season offense going to translate to the playoffs? And is Halliburton going to come back to All NBA form by the playoffs? Me personally, I sold my Halliburton stock for this season. Just for this season in total.
It's been a downward spiral ever since pause. He did that split. Like,
Yeah, that injury.
yo, ever since that, it's been a downward spiral. And then them trading for Siakam, they're still kind of like trying to figure it out together. But it's been kind of just whatever so far. And Benedict Mathurin's now out for the year, so that's kind of a blow for them. But yeah, the way this team started out compared to how they are now, it's like
Same thing as last year.
yeah, it's night and day at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't really like how it's looking come playoff time because they rely so heavily on their fast paced offense, putting up a lot of points, but they also give up a lot of points and they don't play no defense. So once the playoffs start, that fast paced style probably it's not sustainable.
Never.
Not at all.
The game's gonna slow down.
It's gonna be a half court game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a half court game. That's why they brought in Siakam. But it's like, are you trusting him to like be like, yo,
I like Siakam, but come on.
yeah, exactly. Like, and you know how I feel about that motherfucker. Like, you throw it down to him like fucking down 5 in a game when you're 3-2 in the series. Are you gonna be like, yo, I need you to get some buckets on Evan Mobley or like,
Nope.
can you do that for me?
I need you to get buckets on Porzingis. Nope.
No,
I
like
need you to get buckets on Giannis. No.
no, like, can you do that? Because Tyrese Halliburton, as great as he started the season, like, I'm not expecting him to go into a fucking game 6 on the road, backs against the wall, and him dropping 40.
Nah.
I'm not expecting that. And with the offense, with him, his strength going up and down, that's not gonna happen in the playoffs. At least once you're like deeper into maybe in a game 1 on your home court, that'll probably happen. But when you're on the road and backs against that, they're not gonna let that shit slide. So Right now, it's really looking like it's on like the downward spiral right now.
I wouldn't even take them against Orlando at this point.
Yeah, I
which
would
is
take
kind of
I would
no
take
disrespect
Orlando,
to
yeah.
Orlando. They're just a young team. It's gonna be the first time going into this shit, but that's low key sad. I'm not even taking you over Orlando.
I think-
Orlando's defense is tough, bro. They have a top 5 defense in the league,
Yeah.
bro.
I think Paulo would fuck them up.
Of course, there's no
fuck
answer
them
for
up.
Paulo on Indiana. There's no answer.
And then Franz could
Franz
pop off for
Wagner's gonna
3
go
games.
crazy.
You just need 3 good games from Franz.
Yeah,
that's it.
there's no answer. I agree with you guys. The Indiana Pacers, it's like a unique case of like, it's just a regression to Halliburton, bro. Halliburton, before that injury, like you said, he was averaging, I believe, 25 and 13 or so, 25 and 12.7.
MVP candidate.
This team is as bad as it is because of Halliburton right now. Halliburton, I saw outside of the All-Star break, he's averaging 20 points and like 9.5 assists with about 4.5 turnovers a game. Shooting splits and percentages are all down. Like against Cleveland, for example, I don't like their chances against Cleveland either. Like you guys said, Pascal Siakam's going to probably be your go-to scorer in the clutch. I don't really like that. I didn't like that they traded Buddy Hield. I thought he would have been I thought he could have mitigated and been a floor spacer. He could have mitigated a lot of their problems. Could have been a great floor spacer. Obviously, they let him go. Benedict Mathurin, somebody whose game, I believe his game would be well in the playoff series because he is a really good half-court scorer. He can score. He doesn't need to be in transition to score. He's a solid to good 3-level scorer. But, I mean, outside of that, Indiana doesn't play any defense. We know in the playoffs, defense can be a cover-up for your offensive blunders. Kind of like how, like, for example, Minnesota, they don't have the most potent offense, but you know their defense. Their defense is there. Indiana doesn't have that type of defense. On top of that, who are their defensive stoppers in the playoffs? Who are you putting on somebody? You're putting. Are you going to put Jarris Walker on, like, let's say Donovan Mitchell?
That
Like,
motherfucker might not even play.
not even play. And I'm having a blank.
You gonna put T.J. McConnell on Donovan Mitchell?
Too small. Who's their best perimeter defender right now?
Yeah, their point of attack defense.
Their
They
point of
don't
attack
got
defense
nobody.
is horrendous.
It's just let them get by us. Let Miles Turner clean that shit
The
up.
only motherfucker that's like, I guess you could put in that, but he's gonna get fried, is Aaron Nesmith.
He's gonna get cooked.
Yeah,
he's gonna get
cooked.
baked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just, if your offense is not as potent, which it was in the regular season for Indiana before the injury, it was potent because they were running boom boom, running gun 3. You traded your best shooter. On top of that, in the playoffs, teams are gonna scheme against that, bro. They're not gonna let you run and gun them anymore. This is gonna have to be a half court set. I don't know the numbers, but I'm willing to bet that Indiana isn't even a top 10 to top. I wouldn't even say they're a top 10 half-court offense. They're not. They don't have a bucket getter. You lost your best, in my opinion, not your best scorer per se points per game, but what should we call it? This dude, what's his name? The one I got injured, Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah.
Good 3-level scorer. Pascal Siakam, like we said, he's not that good of a mid-range shooter. 3-point shot, you'll live with it. Post up, he's an undersized power forward trying to post up bigger players. Like, there's just not much there in the half court for you to lean on. And on top of that, like we all said, their defense is horrendous. Their only defensive presence is Miles Turner. But what happens when you pull Miles Turner out the paint and you bring in a center that can shoot the 3, or you bring in a center that like to run a pick and roll or pick and pop? You're taking essentially your only defensive player out of the paint, and you're just going to the basketball game. So they're like a defensive stopper. They're a half-court offense. And just their defense in general, like, I'm turned off by this team, yo.
Siakam's a free agent after this year.
Yeah. Yo, God forbid they play Boston and Drew Holiday puts his nigga Halliburton in jail.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
And that has a very high possibility of happening.
That's
No,
the
it is gonna
worst. That's like the worst case scenario for the Pacers.
Oh yeah, that's your
Boston.
offensive engine.
Yo, he about to get double teamed by Drew Holiday
That's
and
your
Derek White. He gonna be like, I need some fucking help, nigga.
That's your offensive engine. They don't stand a chance.
Yeah,
they don't stand a chance.
And then you got Porzingis spotting up. You got to bring turn out the paint.
Got
Like,
Porzingis who can be been a fantastic rim protector this year. And let's say you get past Drew Holiday, you got Porzingis, and let's say Al Horford, who's still a solid defender at this point of his career. He's not like what he once was, but he can still solid defender. There's just not much going for Indiana. And Halliburton, like, we all like Halliburton. Halliburton is not like really a bucket getter. He's not somebody that can get you a bucket from the mid range or whatever. He's either going to the basket to kick out or go for a layup or a 3-point shot. I've seen Drew Holiday lock people up with way better scoring abilities than Tyrese Halliburton. So yeah, Indiana might get swept. I'm gonna be honest with you. Indiana might get swept.
if they play,
They can't be anybody.
I'm gonna be funny. If they play Boston, I'll give them one game because I could already see it right now in Indiana, game 4.
Cleveland in
Tatum
5.
has the ball. TJ McConnell's guarding him. and he strips him.
Not even that. Not even that.
You see
He gets
that?
to switch on TJ McConnell. Instead of posting him up or going to the basket, he's gonna start dribbling, take a fucking side step three.
Sidestep and fucking TJ McConnell strips it.
They
He's gonna
play-
do some soft shit.
I could already see it
They're
right now.
slotted to play Cleveland. I got Cleveland in 5.
Oh yeah, Cleveland 5 games.
They're not beating any team right now.
That'd be any team.
There's no team.
That's
that
the
could beat.
one game I'll give them against Boston. It's because TJ McConnell.
You guys
strips
are
it.
right though.
It's not
I do
possible.
believe like what you said earlier. I don't know which one of you said. Like a Mikal Bridges for this team would be
Oh, yeah, yeah, I
fantastic.
think so.
'Cause you have a
That's what
point
I
of
said.
I
attack
think he said,
defender, and you have a person that can score at 3 levels. That's something that they are. they
Yeah,
are
as
in
you were
dire
talking about
need
it, I
of.
was like, yo, Mikal would be great for
Yeah,
this.
McCall would be great for this, and also we said last week Bogey would be like a good fit to replace Buddy Hield because I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that Buddy Hield trade, I'm like, nah, this is fucking ridiculous. There's someone Halliburton's comfortable with. He's been playing with since his rookie year,
Lights out shooter.
and he's a lights out shooter. Why the fuck would you send him out?
Yeah.
Why would you send him out? It made no sense to me at the time. It still doesn't make any sense to me right now.
doesn't.
And now they're getting
Makes no
packed up by everybody in the East. Everybody in the East that's not the fucking Hawks and the Bulls, you're getting packed up by them.
Yeah.
The Magic, packed up. The Knicks, oh my God, don't even show up to game 4 at that point. Don't even show up to game 4. The Celtics don't even show up to game 2. The Bucks, maybe. Maybe you'll win 2 games. That's
Yeah,
your
they play
best
the Bucks
option.
for whatever reason. They play the
They
Bucks
play the
really
Bucks
well.
well.
But I still got the Bucks in 5.
Because
I'll take the Bucks,
Halliburton
yeah.
will fry Malik Beasley and Dame, but that's it. But then put Pat Bev on him. Shit, what's gonna happen? Let's be
Yeah.
real. What's gonna happen? Whether it's the good defense or the shit talking, Halliburton's gonna be taking out the game like that mentally. So they got no avenue to really win any fucking series right now.
Yeah.
And that's why it was funny to me when people was coming crazy at me. Because I said Siakam doesn't make this team even better than the Knicks, and the Knicks ain't even contenders. People was like, "Oh, you fucking crazy? Halliburton's the MVP. Halliburton's MVP." Son, it's the same shit as last season. He played phenomenal the first half. Unfortunately,
Last year he got a
dropped out.
pass because he got hurt last year.
Bro,
He got a pass from me. He got
When
hurt.
that Siakam trade went
But same
down,
thing this year.
Yep, same shit.
when that
You gotta stay
Siakam trade
afloat.
went down, bro, everybody and their mama was like, "They're better than the Knicks. They're better than the Knicks." I'm like, bro,
They
what?
said they're a top 4 team in the East.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
like, bro,
ridiculous
what
to
the
me.
fuck? The minute that trade happened, they didn't even play a game yet. He got on this mic and he was like, "This team is overrated as fuck." Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that shit was hilarious.
I'll make that shit known right now. Whenever I'm right about that shit, I'm not gonna
Nah,
shut the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
up about it.
Yeah.
I'll say that right now. And when I'm wrong, we're gonna try to erase that shit. No funny shit.
That shit was
I ain't
hilarious.
gonna lie.
Everybody in the comments was like, "Yo, they haven't even played it. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I'm like, nigga, I know what I'm talking about. You feel me?
Nah, yeah.
Let's talk about the Heat though, real quick.
Oh, okay.
Are they gonna go on another Cinderella run? That's the only question out there.
I hope not.
I hope not too. Not because I hate the Heat, but it's like, damn, I'm so tired of this shit where they lazy in the regular season, and it's just like, you know what, we're the best team in the NBA.
I mean, they could realistically make another run, but to win a championship, this is not the way to go about shit. Like, you'll be gassed out by the time you get there.
yeah, they gotta stop doing that. They gotta start valuing home court advantage.
Yeah,
For sure.
fuck.
They really should. Because I think that 2022 Heat team was really like, that was like the best team.
Something
Yeah.
game. I think they won 53.
They were the number 1 seed.
yeah,
Yeah,
they won 53 games. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. But
And they lost on a Jimmy 3-pointer. That was it.
They
It
was
like
right there.
that. And I'm not gonna lie, I would have taken them over Golden State. That year, I would take them over Golden
It
State.
would've
I
been-
gotta go to state.
it would've been a good series.
Because
I would've
what
taken
Steph
them.
Curry was on, nah, bro. Steph Curry was getting that chip that year. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have taken them, bro.
Steph Curry, yo,
Steph Curry was on.
Steph Curry was going crazy.
I'm taking the Heat in that shit, bro.
It would be a
Because
good
Jimmy was
series.
cooking too that offseason, guys. Let's be real. That postseason, he was cooking.
No, last year
was
there was
fine.
nothing
No,
like
last
last year.
year.
There was
Last
nothing.
year.
No,
He
but,
was on-
no, but 2022, he was frying too, bro.
Yeah, he was playing
He
well.
was
He was
right?
frying the
He was playing-
Celtics.
Yeah, but
And
the
like I
shit he was
said,
doing against
that last game, he was frying them. And unfortunately, he went for that shot and he missed. And that
I
was it.
genuinely didn't have a problem with that shot.
Me neither.
I didn't either.
Al
me
Horford's
neither.
backing up to defend you in the paint. That's a pull-up 3. Jimmy Butler's not the best 3-point shooter, but in the
I
playoffs,
I feel
live
like
with
he
it.
makes the big ones.
yo,
though.
but
And I'll live with that.
in the playoffs, his 3-point percentage rises dramatically. Than the right. He's
I'm not
to
gonna lie.
33,
Like as it was
37,
happening,
38.
I thought he was gonna
I
like.
thought that shit was going, man. I ain't gonna
I'm like,
lie.
yo, I feel like
Yo,
Al
me
Horford was
too,
such
bro.
Al Horford was in such a bad spot. I thought Jimmy was gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go at this nigga and get the foul call.
You could have done that too.
That's what I thought was gonna
Well, are
happen.
they going to call that in the playoffs? We don't know.
In a high leverage
In a
moment.
crucial part of the game, I
It is
think
the
so.
playoffs.
Yeah,
Sometimes
but
they
then
let the kids play.
I could see why people get mad because Jimmy Butler, like 3-point shooting Jimmy Butler, like that's really the shot you're gonna end the season on. I mean, I had no problem just because it was so open, but I would have liked him to take a step or two in the mid range at that point.
True.
Yeah.
They missed out on a championship, in my opinion. That was a championship year right there.
They had a good team.
Motherfucker was leaning in, no follow
PJ
through.
Tucker, all these dudes. That team
That
was.
was that was a good.
Yeah,
ass
because
team.
Bubba was like, you playing peak AD and then or still a really good level Bron. Last year you played the highest level of Jokic that we've ever seen in our fucking
Yeah.
lives so far. I like their chances of. Well, I would still say 2022 Jimmy was just as good as last year's. Him going against that peak Steph, I like his chances more than.
Yo, but you don't think
any of
Andrew
those.
Wiggins would have put the clamps
No,
on him?
no,
You don't think
no,
so?
No. You know
Yo,
why?
B.
You know why? No,
I don't know, bro. Andrew Wiggins was on some shit defensively
I
that
know.
year.
He was.
He was on some
locking up Tatum.
shit. And Tatum, for all we hate about, Tatum is a way more potent scorer than Jimmy Butler.
But he's soft. That's just not gonna.
That's
Wiggins
true,
is not
that's
gonna
true.
bother.
I think Jimmy Butler is the type of motherfucker, like, even if his shit is not going like the way he wants it to
shoot
go.
or figure
Bro,
it out.
I've seen this motherfucker like get other guys like out of character. Like he was going at Drew Holiday, and Drew Holiday was like talking shit back to him. Like, yo, I've never
Drew
seen that.
Holiday shitting his
Like he had
pants.
Drew Holiday tight. Like I've
he
never
was
seen
cooking.
that.
He was killing Drew.
Yeah.
Bro, he had.
I don't know.
Drew
I just
Holiday
don't
shitting
think.
his
I don't
pants.
think. I just don't think offensively that Heat team had enough to match Golden State. Golden State was still a top 10 defensive team, but then you had a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. If you see his finals number, he was even solid in the finals. Andrew Wiggins was averaging a double double. He was arguably their second best player. You had Draymond Green. I just like the championship pedigree that Golden State had. I just really do. I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it happened. I mean, it's all conjecture. What if? But we don't know what would have happened in that finals.
Yeah.
But I would have taken the Heat because honestly, if Jimmy made that shot, I would have taken the Heat in 6, bro.
But like staying on this topic with Miami, this is a weird situation because on paper, this team is way better than last year's team. Way better.
I think so too.
You have a healthy Tyler Hero. You have Jaime Jaquez, who's arguably a top 3
Tyler
rookie.
Hill got to come back.
Tyler Hero was You have Jimmy Butler. You have Bam Adebayo. You have more floor space, and Duncan Robinson has found his jump shot. Like offensively, all the problems that plagued this team in the finals against Denver with the lack of scoring, you're making up for that now. On top of that, Miami is coached by arguably not even. This is my opinion. Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in the NBA. That's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
We're splitting hairs. If you want to say somebody else, to me, Eric Spoelstra, in terms of adjustments, in terms of putting his players in great positions to succeed, in terms of all that. To me, I have the utmost respect for Eric Spoelstra. I think he's the best coach.
It's just him, it's Pop, and then everyone else.
As
That's
of-
it.
Yeah, so I mean,
I was gonna say Mike
it
Malone,
depends
too.
though. But like what Justin said, you're absolutely right. This isn't the right way to go about winning a championship because Miami, we're not even asking you to be the number 1 or number 2 or number 3. We're asking you to be the 4 seeds just so you can have home court advantage, just so your back's not against the wall. They're in the play-in right now. Let's say they stay in the play-in. Let's say within playing basketball, all it takes is one game. You could have the worst shooting game of your season back-to-back, and just like that, you're out of the playoffs.
I was saying this shit, bro.
Just
They
like that,
were
you're out of the
This
playoffs.
close from not even being in the playoffs.
Chicago
they're
beat them
making
that
that
one
run.
time, right?
No, they beat Chicago.
Who beat them? Atlanta beat them.
Atlanta beat them.
They were that
they
close.
almost
This
lost
is-
to Chicago.
This is
Like
not
that.
the way to go about this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they at best case scenario are ECF, but I don't think this year anybody has an answer for Boston. I'm gonna just be honest
I
with you.
think, I think this team ceiling is ECF too. If
They
everything-
play Boston better than anybody, so anything
Yeah.
can happen. But Boston's team is just so stacked and great and complete. If they lose this, listen,
I'm
bro.
not even. It's crazy because like
I gotta look at it.
that
too, bro.
Celtics Nuggets game was like so like eye opening that like if they matched up with the Celtics, I would still be like, yo, I'm giving the Heat a shot. I would still pick
No,
Boston.
I'm giving the Heat a shot too.
Yeah,
I want to say
I'm
that. My
picking
fault. I'm
Boston,
giving the Heat a shot too.
But I'm like, this shit's probably gonna go 7 games.
yeah, it's always 7 between them.
it's gonna
Always.
it's definitely going 6 or 7.
They could still go far just based on the fact that if they win the first playing game, they're playing Milwaukee again. Again.
I would love to see that.
Again.
you
This
know
is
what?
part 4.
You know what? I got Miami if they play Milwaukee.
That'd be it.
I got Miami
And
if they play
historically,
Milwaukee.
I usually vote against Miami, but if they play Milwaukee,
I like their
I'm
chances.
gonna take them this time because Giannis hopefully is gonna be healthy the whole
True.
fucking series.
True.
And I think he's gonna be pissed off. Same thing as what happened in like the bubble. I think it's gonna kind of repeat the next year over.
But Milwaukee swept them the next year.
Yeah, Milwaukee swept them the very next year.
Damn.
You're playing
Giannis
no
was
games with
pissed
them.
off. Giannis was pissed off. He
Imagine-
could come back with that same energy, bro.
Imagine
Cook them.
Dame. Imagine Dame pulls the Iguodala. Starts giving them the
The
plays.
plays. He's like, yo, guys, Well, you don't even got to. You know what to do with Giannis. He'll be like, build the wall, nigga. James Van, like, bro, we fucking know that. Like, no funny shit. We know that already.
That nigga was beasting to go to
I mean,
Miami.
we'll see. I mean, I don't like Milwaukee's defense at all in the playoffs. Like Pat Bev is like, yeah, he's a good, really good defender at this point, but even then, like, I don't like Pat Bev guarding like a Jimmy Butler. He's just too small. I don't like that.
I feel like Pat Bev isn't really to like lock your guard up. It's mostly like, oh yeah, let me see if I could get Jalen Brunson in foul trouble in the first half. I feel like he's more of that. I'm not looking at him like, oh, he's gonna hold him to under like 30 points.
But Jimmy's the one guy in the NBA. I don't think Pat Bev could like make him lose his shit mentally. That's the only player in the NBA.
And
he can't, like,
also
Luka.
Luka be torching him. Luka torches Pat Bev.
He torches.
I think Luka he could get him out of it though, low key.
Yo, Luka torches him and talks trash to him.
You saw that shit that just came out about Grant Williams talking shit to Luka?
He cooked him.
Yeah,
you don't talk.
When he said 20 something and
20
run,
26-0 run, and they were like,
and
yo,
that was all him.
I promise you, Luka had like 20, at
like,
least 20 points on
It was
step
like a
back.
26 to like 4 run.
Yeah, you don't mess with Luka. Those are players you don't mess with. Like,
And
Luka.
they say he wasn't talking at all.
Yeah, he ain't give a fuck.
Nah, you don't mess with you don't. Grant Williams, who do you think you are? That's why you're not on the team anymore. Shit like that.
My thing though with Miami to close it, they still got an avenue. I hate it. It's the same shit every year. They still got an avenue to make it far. Because like I said, right now, maybe you play Milwaukee, you get them out their fucking heads. Then let's say you play Cleveland next, you're smoking Cleveland.
Yeah. I like Miami. Cleveland. I like Miami in that Cleveland match.
Then it's just you versus Boston. You give Boston fits usually historically. Let's see if you could do it again. Boom, you're in the fucking finals again. Yeah. Or for whatever reason, the Knicks win out. They beat Boston. I still think they're gonna give us fits too. It's gonna be us versus them hitting each other with fucking metal bats. Yeah. That's gonna be the series.
Oh my goodness, that is gonna be a goodie. That series is gonna be great.
I wish it would happen. I mean, there's still a chance Miami could still move up a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah. Miami just like Tyler Hero has to get healthy. They have more scoring options this year. I feel like as long as their defense is intact and on par, you don't have to be in the league. As long as you have a top 10 defense followed with great scoring, you put yourself in position in any series. Yeah. And on top of that, Bam Adebayo is the best Giannis defender in the NBA one-on-one. Yeah. Like the numbers prove it. Sure. He's the best one-on-one defender. Like you can you build that wall, but you have no problem putting Bam against Giannis one-on-one.
He just locked up Jokic the other day.
You know what I mean? So
they lost, but
he might also be the best Jokic. I don't.
It's
Jokic
all about matchups.
Yeah. But he might be the best Jokic defender too.
Who, Bam?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't last year in the finals because Jokic the thing is torching him.
Everyone going to get torched by Jokic, but he gave him the biggest fucking fight. All right, guys. With Orlando, I mean, I'm gonna just keep it straight up because they fucking ass offensively. Where's the offense coming from?
Paolo.
You could say Paolo, but
Paolo and Franz.
After that,
Franz
is not consistent enough to me, guys.
He's not.
Yeah,
that's why I said you need 3 good Franz
games.
He had
3 straight games under 14 points. Yeah. After I bet it.
Oh no, I take his unders now. I've learned.
Yo, it's ridiculous, bro. I'm like, yo,
it's a problem, bro. I don't trust the offense. The defense, I trust right now. Right now, they be playing us. Our offense is not that great, but we still got a better offense than them. Yeah, I think we're beating them in a series. I think they could beat Indiana. I think it's just Indiana they could beat, to be honest. Yeah, they're not beating no Miami, and they're not playing any like the Bulls or the Hawks. I guess they just got to pray that they somehow play Indiana, but it's not going to happen. I think they could beat the Cavs too, low key, but it's going to be a tough fucking battle, and it's going to go to 7. But besides that, I trust their defense. I know they're going to lock up in the postseason, but the offense is a big-ass fucking question mark.
Huge question mark.
In the offseason.
Yo, if they beat the Cavs, yo, they would have a lot of shit. If
I'm Donovan Mitchell, I'll sit in the locker room crying at that point. No funny
shit. He's gone after that. He's good as gone to do that.
Motherfuckers getting traded, bro.
That same night, bro.
Yo, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they beat Cleveland though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Cleveland, I got Cleveland in 5 or 6 games.
I don't really have a question for Orlando. It's mostly just taking everything you learned from this season and building on it for next year. Because we did a standings prediction like in the off season. I think we had them at like what, the 10th seed or
9 or 10. Yeah, they were playing 10.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're fucking doing great right now. So it's like, just take everything from this year, build it on for next year. And I guess you're gonna get your feet wet in the playoffs, so now you're gonna have some experience. The Vooch era was like whatever, like you was mid, going to the you was the 8th seed, losing in 4 or 5 like
to Toronto
year.
that year, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like now you finally have young guys that you could build around and no longer in the lottery, and you have faith in Paolo and Franz to continue to grow. So I guess just take everything you learned from this season and just continue to build on it because this team is gonna be fucking scary.
For sure. I just think that Orlando's main point of emphasis this offseason is to get a point guard. You need a point guard. You need to make it easier for Paolo and Franz to score. If you can get a point guard that can score and facilitate, that'll be like for example, this would never happen. But if Orlando has someone like Darius Garland who can help them get their own and create their own, this team would be unlocked to a whole new level. But defensively, they're really, like you said, they are a top 5 defense. It's just offensively, he hit the nail right on the head. Outside of Paolo and Franz, and even Franz, who's iffy offensively, he's very inconsistent. Who are you going to get a bucket? Who? Outside of that, like
and they got, it's crazy because they got so many guards, but none of them that fit.
Yeah, Cole Anthony's, whatever.
He's a backup.
Markelle Fultz, solid.
I feel like
whatever.
you've kind of seen the most of.
And Suggs is a defensive specialist.
Anthony Black doesn't even
He's
play.
a rookie, yeah. It's funny because I'll see he starts, plays 25 minutes, had 0. And it's like...
but like we said, defensively, defense is the reason why this team is the 5th seed right now.
Anthony Black, we talked about it in the draft episode. Like defensively, he's a solid.
They need to address the point guard position or get another scorer on this roster. That's all this team needs, just another scorer to help Paolo and Franz. That's all they really need. Defensively, they're great right now.
You know who they're missing right now? I mean, it's not like it would make them like overwhelming. But Terrence Ross.
I guess to an extent, but at most he's giving you one great game, like 25-point game, and then another like 18.
Nah, because I remember Terrence Ross. I remember Terrence Ross on those bum ass Magic teams, like dropping like 19, 20. Like I'm like, damn, y'all needed him now. Like
Y'all wish I had that Terrence Ross today to come hoop for you.
I gotta see. I mean, we gotta see what free agency is like for them. I mean, I don't know. Orlando's not really a high market either, though, to be honest with you. So
the only way they're getting somebody is through the draft. They're throwing a bag at somebody.
You're gonna have to throw a bag at somebody.
Shit, this free agency
or
class
trade
sucks.
That's my point. This free agency class is
I think if I'm Orlando, this is always my rule for like young teams that make the playoffs, and we're also gonna address it too when we get to the West. You got 2 years to be happy to be in the playoffs, and after that, it's like, all right, now I gotta start winning some fucking series.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. So you got this year to be happy to be there. You got next year to be happy to be there. After that, the 2025 offseason, you gotta be like, I need a fucking scorer right now. Yeah. I need someone who's gonna help us score. That's what we need right now.
Yeah,
that's it. Build upon, like you said, build upon this year. Go into that next year. Keep building. See what you could do. See what you could find, kind of like in the bargain bin. But the off season after this one, that's when you say, all right, we know how good Paolo is becoming right now. He's getting better and better. We got to go all in. We need to score first point guard.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know, to be honest with you.
I'm looking at these point guards, man. There's not going to be any good point guards for free agency for the next 2 years.
Damn.
2 years?
Like, I mean, I'm not even going to name this season coming up because there's no point guards. I think the best one, I'm not even joking, I saw was Kyle Lowry. You're not getting Kyle Lowry. Look, this is the year after. Ben Simmons, LOL.
That don't count.
Drew Holiday, he's going to be very old by then.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit the timeline of this team. Jamal Murray, he's staying in Denver. He's not leaving. He's not going to leave Denver to play in Orlando. You got Chris Paul, who at that time will be 40. He's already cooked.
He'll be retired.
Malcolm Brogdon at that point will be 34 years old. Lonzo Ball, you don't want to take him after all the history, injury concerns within his knee or whatever. You don't want to take a fly on him. D'Lo, it would be cool, but I mean, outside of Dennis Schroeder, like, there's not. They're gonna have to go through the draft, or they're gonna have to hope Anthony Black gets better.
Boom, Trae Young, your new destination, Orlando. Send whatever the fuck you want, bro. Send everything.
True, that would definitely unlock that team.
Because I know we keep talking Spurs, Lakers.
I would love him on the Spurs, by the way.
Yeah,
with him and Wemby would be a cheat code, but
this is a nice little fucking option too. This is like the underrated option.
But if
you know what, I like that, yo. They should try to go in on someone like Trae Young. Go all in on someone like that. He fits your timeline. Yeah. He's an offensive superstar.
You gotta
call him a flat out superstar.
Sit him down like, yo, this ain't your team no more.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. He would be the best player on Orlando though if he goes.
He would, but I would still be like, yo, the keys is.
I'll be like, listen, this is Paolo's team.
Paolo and him would be disgusting though.
I'm like, instead of averaging like 28, you could dial it back to like 24.
Yeah. Give them
24
4 points
and
to
10?
Paolo.
24 and 10.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I would be happy with that. If I'm Trae Young.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's a good
solid.
young team. It's a way better core going forward than what Atlanta has
But
going for them.
playoffs?
Shit, how about DeJounte Murray? What do you think about that?
He's not gonna space it out.
He
though.
won't cost as much as Trae Young,
True, but he won't. He's gonna kill the space.
but
Yeah. Yeah, because the spacing is already...
anything. I'm just
It's already
saying,
trash.
It's already bad on that.
anything's better than what they have running point guard right now.
Yeah. That is true.
100%.
They have a couple avenues where they're gonna probably have to overpay for a trade
I
for
feel
somebody,
like
but you have to do
DeJounte
that.
in theory will work just based on like how bad it is right now. But I feel like it'll get to a point where it's like, all right, we can reach another level.
Level, yeah, okay.
And then they're like, damn, we made this move. There's another move we have to make, and we just traded all we had to do to get him. So it's like, fuck, it's like we're digging ourselves into a hole.
Yeah.
Trae's like the realistic thing, but I like the DG option of Darius Garland. But that's if
Darius
that's
Garland
if
would
they
be
like, all right,
perfect.
we rebuilding.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they trade D Mitch, it's like, all right, we're just gonna stick to what we had before. Which
Yeah,
is
Cleveland's not
Mobley,
letting go.
Darius
Darius Garland.
Garland. all these
That was
young
just
boys.
like an example for like somebody that would fit this.
That's
team.
like the
It'll be great.
that's the perfect motherfucker for
it would be great.
pretty much, yeah.
Him and Trae would be great on this team, bro. Like I can't see any other possible people that could fit on this team that's gonna be realistic to get.
Orlando has a bright future. I don't know how much
do.
money they have in cap. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of money in terms of cap.
They probably do.
They control all their picks. I would be on the lookout to see Orlando, and I can see them trading for somebody like this. If they win a playoff series, they're gonna trade for someone. If they win a playoff
Yeah.
series,
Sure.
they're trading for someone
And
because they're gonna feel they're a piece
That's
away.
really what they need, the point guard. Like,
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's all you missing, bro.
That depends. So either you're gonna trade for someone like Trae Young or whatever, or I don't know how realistic it is. You drafted him. Hopefully Anthony Black gets better. I don't know.
I ain't gonna buy too much.
Those are the
into
two.
that.
Those are two avenues you have.
I can't buy too much into that. I'm not gonna lie. Anthony Black, I don't think he's gonna.
And I thought he was gonna be good in the NBA coming out. I thought he was gonna be a solid rookie, but
I think he's a decent rotational player. I think that's gonna kind of be a ceiling until he proves me wrong. But
Well,
so
what
far-
pick was he? 9?
6.
Oh my goodness.
6. He was a 6th pick.
Damn, I flipped the 6 into the 9. You feel me?
They had 2 lottery picks.
That's okay.
They took
okay.
Jet Howard 11. I didn't like that pick.
They got to do something.
No disrespect to him, I just didn't think he was the guy for that team.
That's some disrespect, Justin. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Anthony Black was supposed to come in and be way better than what he's giving you right now.
He was fucking cooking at Arkansas.
Oh my god, he was just,
Arkansas.
yo, you know what's funny? I wanted him on my team. I'm serious, I did. I'm serious, I did.
I don't know why that's so funny.
We were in dire need of a point guard. We are.
I still think you give him like two years.
I don't know, bro. But I'm not. You know what? He's his first year. I'm not putting a cap
Yeah, it's
on his
his first
ceiling.
year.
I want to see. I think he can get better. Definitely think he can
I
get
just
better.
don't think he's not gonna get to a point offensive of what you need from your point guard,
Yeah, I don't know if
That's true.
I don't know if he reaches Garland heights,
or even below that. To be honest,
but like I don't know.
like, is this guy gonna be a 16 point per game guy with like 6?
Is he going to be like a Schroeder or somebody
Yeah,
like that?
it's like I feel like
Because the
biggest.
biggest shit about him is like his shot, like his 3-point. He's not really efficient from there.
At all.
Terrible,
Broke.
nigga.
Broke.
Just say terrible. You don't gotta say inefficient.
Yeah,
say
he
terrible.
so and he mostly like at Arkansas he mostly relied on like getting to the basket and getting good like playmaking just off of his drives. And on this team where like the spacing is horrible.
Yo, Orlando's
So,
botched on every guard. Jalen Suggs was supposed to be better than what he is now. He's a defensive specialist. He's a good role
yeah, he
player.
found his role, but
He
wasn't-
was supposed to be much better.
Yeah.
Markel Fultz, we were trading for him, hoping that he can find his groove. He's plateaued. Anthony Black's plateaued. Cole Anthony, I don't even like the way he plays basketball. I don't like the way, I feel like he's too shot reliant, too shot heavy. I feel like he's a point guard disguised in the shooting guard's
He's
body,
undersized
but he's
too.
completely undersized. So Orlando's going to have to, if they want to take this core to the next level, which is a very good foundation of wing players and solid centers, I think they're gonna make a trade for a point guard, and I think that would unlock this team to another level.
That would make them low key contenders for 4 or 5 years to come.
For sure, they just
If they
gotta
keep
get a
all these
point guard that
guys-
fits their timeline. That's it.
100%.
Yeah, it's crazy that what Jalen Suggs is now. Because like 3 years ago, if we said
I was high, and I'm not gonna lie.
I was too.
I was high
I
as
wanted
fuck
the
on
Knicks
him.
to get him. I'm like, oh, he would fit. I mean, yeah.
Yo, one of my boys said that he thought that, and he said this. He said that he thought Jalen Suggs it was hilarious, but it's kind of true now. Look, if you really think about it, that he can be like an Eric Bledsoe type of player. And if you think about it right now, he's a defensive specialist whose jump shot is iffy. that's kind of what he's trending to right now.
Yeah, but EB though,
EB was
he was
tough.
way better than
Yeah,
us,
exactly. EB, that's what he thought that he could be.
Like,
He
No,
thought
yeah,
he'd be
coming
good.
out, that was a fair like assessment.
You'd be happy if Jalen
No.
Suggs even averages 16 right now.
Yeah.
And EB was throwing up 20.
And his 3-point shot is getting a lot better too.
It is getting a lot better. I mean, the other night he had like fucking 4 or 5 threes against the Nets. I'm like, yo, Jalen Suggs is cooking us right now. What's
so tight.
I'm like, yo, what's going?
Jalen Suggs
I'm
is
like, yo,
cooking the
what's
Knicks. I mean,
going on?
tight.
Yo, he's hitting off the dribble, step back with a hand in his face. I'm like, yo, he's not like that.
I
He's
would
not.
have started drinking at that point. I ain't gonna lie. That shit would have me so pressed.
I know we're all on board that we all like the direction Orlando's going.
100%.
I'm very
things
high
correctly.
on Paolo too.
They're doing things.
Paolo's
correctly.
gonna get much
He's
better
gonna be
than
a superstar.
this for sure.
Fuck what Shaq says. He's gonna be a superstar.
For sure.
Justin, put the bias aside with the Knicks. My main thing is how much is Randall gonna contribute in this playoff run?
Hopefully, God willing, he comes back healthy. I don't want this to be like a. Well, I don't. The injury isn't as serious as Embiid's.
Yeah,
So
but
as long as he
still.
comes back into shape, I think he'll be. I think he could be like his regular season self, at least for like the first round or two, because we saw the first playoff series 3 years ago. He was the main option.
Yeah,
There
that was kind of a pass. There was no fucking space.
Yeah, there was no spacing. It was all on him. Last year, he was playing hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of people were just like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck." Like, he was playing. He was literally after the playoffs. He was in a fucking boot. So he was playing like hurt and shit. Now, hopefully this year, he's been out since January 27th. I was at the game. He got hurt. So now, if he comes back fully healthy, in shape, I think he could give us his regular season form, especially with Jalen Brunson there to ease the load off of him.
Sure.
And he could make shit a lot easier. And now we have OG Anunoby who gives us his production without like taking away from Brunson or Randall.
Yeah.
Because we had RJ. I love RJ to death, but he was getting 20 and he was taken away from the other two. So now you have OG who's gonna give you like 10 to 15 points just off of cutting, spot up, and shit like that. So I think he will play like his regular season self, at least for the first round, maybe second round. But if he does, I think our ceiling fully healthy could be ECF. But
Absolutely, that's not a question.
but if we're still lingering from injury and people are underperforming, it could be like last year where we lose in the second round. Because I think we are good enough despite if someone's out or this or somebody's underperforming that we could still win a playoff series depending on the matchup.
Man, I'll just say it like this right now. If we could get Randall to score even 19 points per game, showing like 46% from the field, there's no team in the East that wants to see us, and that's including Boston.
Because he'd be averaging, 26 in the regular season? If that
He
motherfucker
averages
could give
like
us...
24, 25, just average 19.
If he could give us
Yo,
like...
he's an
like-
all NBA player in the regular season.
A lot of
Yeah.
people talk shit about Julius Randle, and I'm not gonna lie. I have my moments where I'm like, "Yo, fuck this motherfucker! Like, get him off the team." But I'm like, "Yo, the shit he's doing, like the shit he be doing in the regular season, is fucking crazy."
I think fans are appreciating him way more now because of how trash his offense has looked since he went down.
Yeah,
It's been really fucking bad. You saw we didn't even score 80 against Philly. 80 fucking points.
they didn't score 80 either.
Yeah.
Not scoring
I think
80
he
in a
scored
modern
79.
NBA is insane.
But we held them to under 80.
We
the
played
very
them
next
back to
game.
back. Both games we held them under 80.
Yeah.
Good defense. Great
But the
defense.
first game we didn't score
Yeah.
80, so we fucking lost.
Yeah.
But it's like Randall's a big difference maker. Like I said, 19 points. You didn't got to give us 20. Give us 18, 19 points on fucking efficient shooting. You know, got to be the hero. Defer to Brunson. Shit. Defer to Devo for one game. It sounds funny, but
DiVincenzo's been lighting it up, low
one
key.
Devo good playoff game, that's going to be a big difference maker to me.
I could see a game 4 where he goes off for like 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's the random rotation guys that kind of make or break your playoff run. He's one of those guys. Him and Bogey.
Josh Hart's been fucking tweaking lately.
Him and Bogey.
Yo.
Yeah. Josh Hart, if we really need you, go out there. Just keep Alec Burks off the fucking floor.
Yeah,
Keep that nigga on the bench. I'm gonna say that much. But like I said, I don't see any team that wants to see us in the playoffs. Cause looking top down, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't see why these teams wouldn't be fucking scared of us. Boston, it's like, yeah, y'all could beat us. Obviously, you're the better team. It's gonna be a rough 6 games of physicality, bro. A very rough 6 games of physical defense. And you're gonna have to grind them games out. Milwaukee, Jalen Brunson is either going to be cooking Dame or Malik Beasley that whole fucking series. The Cavs, we know what happened with the Cavs last year.
Yeah.
We know what happened. The Magic, our offense sucks,
But it's not as bad as
it's
yours.
better than theirs, to
Yeah.
be honest. And their defense is great. Our defense is a little bit better. We're both top 5 defenses. I'm saying we top 3 though.
Yeah.
We're top 3. I would say we're the second best defense. They're like number 4. Only the Timberwolves is better than us. I don't even gotta keep looking down. Miami, that's gonna be a battle. Like I said, it's gonna be us hitting each other with fucking baseball bats. Pacers, easy fucking 5 games. Easiest 5 games I'll see in my lifetime. Hawks and the Bulls, all these motherfuckers down there. I'm not even worried about you because there's no way you're gonna play us. But we're smoking you guys in a sweep.
Yeah.
The people could laugh all they want, whatever. And it's not to say we going to the finals. That's not what I'm saying. Y'all gotta listen to me. This is the hardest fucking team to play in the East. I promise you. Us and Miami.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Boston because obviously they're the number 1 seed. But I'm saying everyone below the number 1 seed, those are the 2 toughest teams you don't want to play.
Yeah.
You want to run away from them at any cost. Bro, I don't understand why people are still thinking that the Knicks are a joke, to be honest with you. What more is it going to take? We've stayed afloat with all of our injuries. OG just came back. Mitchell Robinson could fucking come back.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
huge.
he's planning on it.
Randall's coming back. Mitchell Robinson might come back before Randall. That's the craziest shit. That's what's crazy
Yo,
to
and
me.
that's the shit I've been talking about. I'm like, yo, when Mitchell Robinson comes back with this OG team, yo, the defense is gonna look even scarier.
Nobody's scoring.
Nobody's scoring.
Nobody's
bro.
scoring. Every game is gonna be under 105 points from the opposing team. I promise you, bro. We're gonna see one team score 70 something against us in the playoffs. I don't know who it is gonna be, but we're gonna hold somebody under 80 at least one time.
Yo, if we play Miami, that might be the most disgusting series.
Yeah, even last year that shit was ugly as hell, bro.
Yo,
Ugly as hell. Ugly. But I think we really go in the right direction for the first time in my lifetime.
yeah,
In my near 24 years of life, this is better than the 2013 team. It is. Top to bottom, way fucking better. This is the best chance to ever make some real fucking noise in the playoffs. All we need is, like I said, Randall, put up 18.
You need Randall to be a viable second option.
Yeah, that's
all
it.
you need.
Put up 18 with 7-8 rebounds, bro. That's it.
The thing
No,
is,
you
I
gotta
think,
get 10.
I think,
No, because I Hart and Mitch is there, and Josh Hart.
I think Randall's gonna be better this year. I think that the expectation of him getting 18 and 19 is firm. I mean, you got Jalen Brunson, who was frying last year in the playoffs. We know he's an elite scorer. The addition of Bojan Bogdanovic, he's somebody that can get you 20 to 25 in the playoffs. OG Anunoby at his best night can get you 20 points. Julius Randle, like he said, he doesn't need to play hero ball.
Yeah.
This Dante DiVincenzo has been finding his jump shot. He's been scoring. Julius Randle, all you have to do is to be a viable second option. That's all you need to do. You don't need to take these contested ass step back shots. You don't need to do these retarded fadeaways. You need to do any of that. All you need to do is just play off Jalen Brunson, a couple pick and pops, take advantage of a mismatch. That's all you need to do. Julius Randle is good enough to get you 18 and 19 points on solid efficiency. You don't have to worry about you don't need Julius Randle, like I said, to score 25 and Brunson score 30. No. The makeup of this team, the roster construction of this team this year, your general manager made it an emphasis to bring in better scoring.
yeah,
Bojan Bogdanovic is a good scorer. OG Anunoby on great nights defensively, even when he's defensively clicking, he can get you 18. This team has scores all over the place on top of two-way players. All Julius Randle, like he said, needs to do is just average 19. You know Jalen Brunson's going to go off. You know Bogey's going to be fine in the playoffs. You know Dante DiVincenzo is going to be he's going to be an important piece in the playoffs. You know he can get you some buckets. This isn't like the RJ Barrett, Julius Randle team where like, oh, if RJ Barrett's not scoring, I got to score. No, you have the number one scorer in Brunson, but then you have the other pieces around that when, let's say, Julius Randle's not playing to his best, you have other people that can lift you up offensively. Yeah. So I like the makeup of this Knicks team. Boston, I would say it's a 6-game series with Boston because for whatever reason, they play Boston really well. But, yeah, man, I like the Knicks' chances against everybody except, Boston and Milwaukee. I think that's a really tricky series because the Knicks defensively and how much better they've gotten scoring this year, like, that backcourt is gonna get cooked by Jalen Brunson. Malik Beasley, Damian Lillard. That's food.
DiVincenzo.
That's food for him all day. But then the counterpart. You can put a OG Anunoby on Damian Lillard, or you can put a DiVincenzo on Damian Lillard. You have defensive perimeter minded players that can lock in on Damian Lillard. So it would be a good series. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks beat them, yo. Let's be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Giannis is going to get his. Obviously, that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah. But the X factor for Milwaukee in series like this is Damian Lillard. This is why they got Lillard. And I'm not too sure about them versus the Knicks in the series, man. I'm going to be honest with you. The only team that I'm sure that will beat the Knicks just because they're better than you guys is just Boston.
The only teams I'm afraid of, honestly, is Boston and Miami.
Miami too.
Miami's like
just because they beat you last year, you have to have that type of worry.
I feel like Miami could beat like anybody except for like the West teams is like a different conversation. But in the East, I feel like they could beat anybody.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not. I understand Boston's like the best team in the league right now. Yeah. But pause. Are they gonna be able to bang? That's no. I'm being dead ass. So is Tatum gonna be able to handle the fucking physicality?
Throw Josh Hart on Tatum.
Yeah,
he's asking great questions.
That's the thing though, because Tatum plays soft. Like it's the truth.
OG now, you put OG on Tatum.
That's the thing. You throw put OG on Tatum. Shit, we need OG to sit down. You got to go deal with Josh fucking Hart. Go deal with that. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, fuck. We might have to throw Deuce on Jaylen Brown. I got no problem with that. I got no problem. Just like I would say, this is like I guess the way you say how you said Boston's like the most complete team in the league.
On paper, yes.
Yeah.
Anyone who watched them, they are too.
I would say this is like a low budget version of that in the sense that this is also a team where it's like pick your poison on offense or defense. Mm-hmm. The only defensive weak link is Jalen Brunson, obviously. The Celtics don't have any defensive weak link.
Jalen Brunson is actually a solid defender, too. He's not getting cooked every night. He's a good team defender. He's a good team defender.
No, yeah. But my thing is, like, Boston's like 1 through 5, all great defensively.
All of them.
2 through 5, all really good defensively on the Knicks. You feel me? And then, like you said, you got to deal with Bogey getting 20, OG getting 20, Randall getting 20, DiVincenzo getting 20, or fucking Brunson getting like 35.
Yeah, scores
one
all
or
over
even
the place.
2 of those is possible in the same fucking game.
Scores all over the place.
That's the thing. So I'm not scared of Boston. Obviously, like you just said, who's guarding Jalen Brunson in Milwaukee? Nobody. I guess Pat Bev. But when he can't play 48 minutes.
Nah, it's not happening.
And we know there's a condition these guys to play 48 minutes. We just saw Deuce play 47 minutes and 30 seconds. You don't think everyone on that team's used to that shit? Everyone on that team already plays 40-something minutes. I'm not trusting Pat Bev to play 40-something minutes just to guard Jalen Brunson. That's not the way to win if you're Milwaukee.
No, because then you would be essentially taking out a floor spacer or a scorer.
And Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
You know? And then on top of that, Milwaukee has questions with Chris Middleton. He hasn't been the same since they won the championship. He's either hurt or whatever the case may be.
Their
like
bench is fucking thin,
their bench is very thin. So Milwaukee has a lot of question marks, yo. So if Milwaukee, their path to winning is gonna have to just be outscoring people.
Yeah. That's
the only thing that's saving that defense is those 2 7-footers back there because they're both fantastic rim protectors.
Yeah.
Outside of that, from the wing to the guards, they can be got by any elite offensive player.
Cooked.
They can get cooked.
That's the problem. 1 through 3, you got no defense.
Brook Lopez's back could give out at any minute. Pause.
No.
And it's over.
That's true too.
We'll see. I mean, I think, like I said, the defense and Damian Lillard, this is what you came here for, Milwaukee. You want to compete for a title. This is blah, 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 this and that. I'm underrated. Nah, fuck that. Prove that shit right now. You're playing with arguably the second. Some people think he's the best player in the world. I wouldn't go that far. I think Giannis is the second, third best player in the world. Some people think you're playing with the best player in the league. This is the moment this is all the drama that you caused in the offseason. Portland sent you to a great situation with another top 2 player. This is all on you, my guy. We know what Giannis is going to do. Giannis is going to show up. Damian Lillard, are you going to be able to hit timely shots? Are you going to be able to be that clutch playoff performer that you say you are? We'll see. Because outside of the first round, if you look at Damian Lillard's track records in the second, third round, he plummets offensively, percentage-wise across the board. Brutally. It's a huge plummet. So
talk about
we'll see. We're going to see. We're going to see with Milwaukee.
Stay on top of physicality, though. Do y'all think the Cavs could bang with the Knicks, the Heat, or the Magic right now?
I don't like
Can-
that front court. I think
can they
Jared
handle
Allen. I
physicality?
don't think Jared Allen and Evan. I think they're soft, bro. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are soft. They are just soft. They're just soft. They're good players. They're good rim protection. But the question is, can they bang with who? Who'd you say like?
The Knicks, the Heat, or the Magic right now?
Like,
and obviously
from
not
a
the
physicality
Celtics.
standpoint, no, they can't bang with them. Shit, we were just saying we like Embiid coming back off injury against them. That just furthermore proves that they can't bang. So nah, in terms of physicality, no, their front court, they're good shot blockers or whatever the case may be. They're good defenders, but they are soft. They are soft.
They can't handle getting pushed around. They can't. They couldn't handle Mitchell Robinson pushing them around, Randall pushing them around. Shit, Wendell could bully them. Wendell Carter could dead ass bully them, bro. That's
Wendell
crazy to
Carter
me.
Jr., yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Bam is fucking Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam will bully the fuck out of them. So it's like, what matchup are you really looking for? It's like the only avenue of a team that's like, with all due respect, that's softer than you is Indiana. And that's really your only hope of beating a team that's physical than you. Because besides that, it's just going to be finesse. The Knicks, the Magic, all those guys, you got to beat them based off finesse.
Yeah.
Can you do that though when it gets too physical and you got all these bruises on your legs and shit? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Cleveland's kind of hit the ceiling right now. I don't think this small 2-guard backcourt and then this super tall front court is gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah. And
Especially like he said, the front court is soft.
yeah, those two motherfuckers are pretty soft. And they got a lot of pressure on them.
No, they should.
They got fucking embarrassed last year.
Big time.
Big time embarrassed. So like this season, if they don't win a first round series, a lot of shit is probably gonna change.
Oh yeah, this entire Donovan
embarrassing.
Mitchell fiasco, if they don't even win a playoff series, was a complete failure.
It'll be complete failure.
It's a complete, and he's gonna leave.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna leave regardless. I don't care if they win a playoff series. I don't care. I think even if they get to the second, he's gone. He's good as gone.
He's
I
a
think
free,
they
he's
know
a
he's
free agent
gone.
when next summer, right?
Next
No, he has a
summer.
player option this year after this season, so he can be a free agent this year. He has a player option.
Oh
That's within his contract, so he can
next
decline it
summer.
and become a free
Whoever they
agent.
play in the first round, I'll be rooting for the other team. I just want drama. I want him to request a trade.
Make the free agency a little bit better too.
Yeah, make the free agency a little bit better. I mean the teams above them. I don't think they're not beating Boston in a series.
Hell no. I don't even think they beat him Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Giannis is gonna abuse those guys down low. He's going to cook them.
he's gonna fry them.
Mobley will leave with an injury in game
It's just
2.
the only thing, like I said, that turns me off about Milwaukee is the perimeter
The
defense
perimeter defense.
from the guard.
Yeah,
That's
Dame and
it.
Beasley are gonna give up like 30, but Dame
and Beasley combined, they might give up like 60 to a
Yeah.
backcourt.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think
that Cleveland backcourt specifically.
Yeah,
Oh my
but I
God, that
think
Cleveland backcourt would kill them.
I think that's a series though where Dame could get his shit off.
Oh, for sure, because Cleveland doesn't have anybody on their front line too that can guard him
Yeah.
either. You know,
So he's literally gonna be trading back.
they match up well. I just
Yeah.
I like Giannis as a superstar.
Oh, Giannis
he's a
is
true
gonna- yeah,
superstar.
Giannis
So
is gonna
I
fry.
always give the advantage to the team with the superstar more times than not. So I would take Milwaukee in them.
Yeah.
Against them.
Talking about Giannis' superstardom, though, me and Justin have been talking about this, maybe the last 2 episodes, maybe? Do y'all think that Giannis' superstar play is enough to outweigh Doc's bad playoff coaching to get out of the second fucking round?
Oh yeah.
It's like the way I thought about Justin after the last episode we talked about, I feel like it's like a, what do they call it, immovable force versus an unstoppable object, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or the other way around, whatever. It's just, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. Because Giannis might really have to average 37 in the first and the second series to get to the conference finals. Because we know Doc is not going to make no adjustments.
That doesn't make any most overrated coach ever.
Oh, you
Ever.
don't got to tell us that.
Blowing
man.
the most 3-1 leads, doesn't make adjustments. Ex-players come say that he was terrible in terms of adjustments, in terms of they just say he's a great motivator.
Lack of accountability,
But even
like-
then, but even then, at that point, like I don't need a motivator. I need somebody that's gonna put me in positions to succeed. I need somebody that's gonna scheme up a play where I shoot 45% from this part of the court from the 3 to run a play from. He doesn't do that type of stuff. So, I don't know. Like I said, if they play Miami ends up staying in the first round. I think Miami in the Milwaukee series. Listen, man. I said earlier I'm gonna stick with it. I think if they play Miami in the first round, I got Miami beating them. I have Miami beating Milwaukee in the first round. I do, because We all know Eric Spoelstra is going to run circles around Doc Rivers when it comes to coaching, and we know in terms of matchups, you have the best Giannis defender in Bam Adebayo, and you have great 3-point shooting surrounded by Jimmy Butler. That's the reason Miami made that finals run last year. In the regular season, they were arguably one of the worst 3-point shooting teams. In the playoffs, they shot close to 40%.
They were playing out of their
They were
mind.
shooting lights out. Martin,
Caleb
Kyle
Martin, yeah.
Lowry, Jimmy Butler upped his to 39%. And Duncan Robinson,
Duncan
who wasn't
Robinson's-
playing all year, he came and shot 40%.
He's tweaking
Max
right now.
Strus was tweaking for them last year. So, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, Doc Rivers, obviously, his adjustments are... He doesn't make any adjustments. I don't like the formula of you telling Giannis, yo, we need you to score 40 to beat him. You're going to score 40 against Miami when you have the best Giannis defender in Bam Adebayo and you have a bunch of dogs around you that are going to scheme and are going to make other people beat you.
Yeah.
I don't like that matchup with Miami. Anybody else out the play-in, though? Easy sweep, though.
Oh yeah. Like
Easy sweep.
Indy,
Oh, yeah.
cooked. Bulls,
Hawks.
Hawks,
Cooked.
cooked. It's literally just like a game of like, yo, we got to avoid Miami. Like with how Miami's placed right now, you're praying they lose the first game.
Yeah.
That's all it is to it. You're praying they lose the first game. Besides that, punch your ticket in, buy your tickets for the second fucking series.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't got to do anything else.
Yeah, man.
Just
Yeah.
pray you don't play Miami, because you could. I'm still buying into it. You can still beat Miami, in my opinion.
Yes, you can.
But it's not certified.
Yeah.
It's really not.
They
certified.
just match up really well with you.
Yeah, they match up
They just
very
match up
well.
really well with you. They have the defensive stoppers. They have more scoring this year than last year, especially self-creation scores like a Tyler Hero. If he's healthy, that's somebody that can. We've seen him go off. Jimmy Butler's a really good scorer.
If they
Jaime
wanna-
Hawkins is a good 3-level scorer. So they have more scoring this year. On top of that, defensively, you know they're going to come ready to play in the playoffs defensively. That's what they hang their hat on. So
I think for them to beat Miami, they need Chris Middleton to like.
I'm
do his
hoping.
thing.
Chris Middleton needs to be a viable third
I'm a
option.
Chris
he has
Middleton
to be.
fan.
He has to like bring it in that series.
Gotta cook. I love Chris
I
Middleton.
listen, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know about Middleton. I'm iffy on him. I think those injuries. I think his body's just failing him. I just think those nagging injuries with the foot or whatever the knee. I just think injuries have caught up to him. You know, and Chris Middleton, this is his first time really being a third option. So Chris Middleton, Chris Middleton's a rhythm player. He needs to, but you're not giving him the ball over Giannis or Damian Lillard. So I don't know. Defensively, he's taking a step back too. I don't know about Chris Middleton, man. I'm iffy on Cash Money, bro.
Yeah,
I am.
it's got me depressed because Justin knows Chris Middleton's been one of my favorite fucking players in the league since that shot he hit against Boston in the first round. And that was
from, like,
6
half
years
court?
ago. That was like 6 years ago. I was like, damn, he cooked them. I was like, hey, this is one of my fucking favorite players. I'm moving on from that.
Yo,
He's
real
still
quick,
one of my
let me
favorites.
ask you guys a question, yo. Do you think that they should have just ran it back with the team from last year? Do you think they would be talking about Milwaukee different if they had Drew, Chris Middleton, same team as last year versus Damian Lillard now? Because I feel like everybody has a lot of questions about Milwaukee. And I feel like defensively, that's why we say defense can mask a lot of your problems. Defense can mask a lot of your problems. So you know you weren't going to get the scoring, obviously, that Damian Lillard presents, but you had Drew Holiday who can guard the best backcourt player. So
Yeah.
I don't blame them, to be honest. And this is why. Because Giannis went down, and in the past, it was like, all right, let's rely on Chris Middleton. We couldn't do that. When he went down in 2021, I was like, we got Chris Middleton to score 40. And he did it. Couldn't really do that shit last year. And rightfully so, I understand, like, you need, like, a backup plan in case Giannis goes down. And Giannis isn't, like, a injury-ridden player.
he's not.
But you got to be prepared. So, like, I understand why they went out swinging. It's just a shame that, obviously, it was impossible. It's a shame that we couldn't have Drew and Dame together.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that would have been
There was no way for that. Obviously, there was no way for that.
That
but
would have been amazing.
That would have been incredible.
because like at the time of the trade, like I understand, like because there's some times where Milwaukee where it's like Giannis is like the whole like they're like he's like the entire offense. We see sometimes where it slows down. Drew Holiday, as great as he is defensively, offensively, you don't want him
Inconsistent as hell.
He's inconsistent
Very.
as fuck. And I remember in the I think it was the year the Celtics went to the finals. That playoff series, Middleton did not play. It was Giannis and Drew Holiday. Bro, I couldn't watch sometimes because there'll be games where like Drew Holiday,
Would shoot him out the game.
he'll have like 25 points, but he took like 22 shots, and I'm like, bro, I can't watch. Like I know, like, but it's not his fault because
He needed to step
He
up.
had to do that
Yeah.
because like there was nobody else was gonna do it, so he had to, and he low key delivered, but it was just inefficient as fuck. So I guess their thought process was like, okay, Damian Lillard, crunch time playoffs when the game slows down, we have like a really reliable half court. Like this guy could be our closer. Like we don't have to rely on Giannis to get us tough buckets, and then we gotta like have him save us from the free throw line and shit. Now we have Damian Lillard, but it's tough, bro, because the defense is bad. The defense will always keep
coaching is bad.
The coaching is bad, and then Damian Lillard, like he's been kind of inconsistent this year too. Like he'll have games where he'll give you 37, but then he has other games where he'll give you like 15.
Yeah,
and it's like.
And there's no defense to hang your hat on like other times.
Exactly.
There's no defense to hang your hat on.
The
with
other
this team.
team's always going to be in the game.
They're always, and this is for Milwaukee to win. I keep saying, I've been saying it all year. This shit for you guys to win a championship is gonna have to be a fucking shootout. You have to score a lot of points, and we've seen history has told us that is a terrible formula to win a championship. Yeah. Look at the Nets that one year. Injuries, they got injured, whatever. The next year, they were hanging their hats on them outscoring Boston. You got swept. You got swept out. There's recent memory has shown that high potent offensive teams with no defense, that's a terrible formula. So Milwaukee's trending in that area to be a huge disappointment, just because prior years, like we all said, they had that defense to hang. They didn't have the offense that they had, but they had the defense to hang their hat on. This year, if those shots aren't falling, who's stopping who? Like who on your backcourt, who on your wing is stopping somebody? That's missing. So it's a lot of question marks for Milwaukee. I can either see this, I can see them making a run just based off them playing the proper teams to get there, like Atlanta, and then maybe in the next round they'll play like a Cleveland. But if they're matched up against Miami or Boston in the first or second round, like I said, I got Miami or Boston taking them down.
If the stars align for them, they could definitely make a run.
Needs to be a perfect bracket for them.
It has to be a perfect bracket for
Everything got to go right, bro.
Yeah, but
is it gonna happen? I don't know.
If none of that happens, to me, this team, their ceiling is like a second round exit.
Which is sad because, like you just said, you got like a top 2 at worst, top 3 player in the world.
Yeah.
And this is what you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, when he won that championship, people are already saying, like, yo, if he keeps winning championships, there's potential to be a top 10 great, top 15 great all time. Them talks have stalled, bro. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It sucks, but like you guys said, like, you got to find the right way. You got to find the right path. Just like the Hawks had the right path. If you have the right enough path, you guys can do it. You could cook the Hawks or like Philly or somebody like that. Then you got to go play the Cavs most likely.
I like their chances against Cleveland too.
That's food. No, that's what I'm saying. That's food. That's 6 games. That's 6 games, and to be honest with you, them games is not going to be close. The games that you win, and then you got to go play Boston. That's it. Yeah. But besides that, it's not looking too hot for Milwaukee. I'll just like
their record and everything. It looks cute on paper or whatever. When you get to the nitty gritty and you dissect this team for what they are, like I said, history has shown that formula of you having to outscore everybody is not sustainable, and that's not the proper way to go within a championship. Random fact, almost every team in NBA history was, when they won a championship, was always a top 10 defense. Every time. Mm-hmm. The only outlier, I believe, one year was Miami when they were 11th in defense. So you need defense to win a championship. So those are your numbers right there. I'm not just saying it because I'm trying to be an asshole to Milwaukee or their fans or whatever. No. Numbers suggest that you need to bare minimum have a top 10 defense to win a championship. Now, I don't think Milwaukee's there.
Them niggas might be 20-something at this point, to be honest with you.
Not good defensively at all.
That's how bad it is. All right, let's cap off the East, though, with 2 questions, to be honest with you. First one, I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but like me and Justin talked about last episode. Whose team is it in the playoffs? Is it Jaylen Brown's team or is it Tatum's team? And the second question is, what do y'all do if you don't win a championship this year? What is the next step? So let's address the first one. Who are you guys trusting more in the playoffs? Only the playoffs. I'm not saying the better player overall, the better player in the regular season, who deserves more MVP consideration. In the fucking playoffs, who do you trust more? Whether it's round 1 or the finals, who do you trust in that 4th fucking quarter to win you a game?
Yo, can I be honest with you? I don't trust any of them.
I'll take Jaylen Brown.
I don't trust any of them. Because I've seen a 4th quarter, or I've seen 4th quarters last year against Miami where Jaylen Brown turned the ball over 10 times, 8 times, getting his pocket picked.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen Jason Tatum go cold, but you know what? Fuck that. I trust Jason Tatum more because Jason Tatum has showcased that he's put together great clutch games. We all like to say that Jason Tatum is inconsistent and inefficient, but as loud as you scream out his failures, let's scream out some of the accomplishments that he's had in the playoffs. Game 6 against Milwaukee, 46. On a down 3-2, 46. Game 7 against Philly last year, 50. Game 3 against Brooklyn with their big three, 50. So look, Jason Tatum has had some spectacular playoff moments. He's also had some very big blunders, but I've never seen Jaylen Brown with a game on the line, backs against the wall, show up like Jason Tatum has either. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him drop 50. Has Jaylen Brown ever had a 50-point playoff game?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He's had 40s.
He's had 40s. Jason Tatum's had 40s. He's had 250 balls. There's probably some other games within his rookie year that I'm forgetting right now. These are just the games that scream off. I can't recall those moments for Jaylen Brown. So I'm going to say by default, just because what I've seen, I'm going to say is Jason Tatum. And if Boston wants to win the championship, Jason Tatum has to be the best player.
Yes.
You have to. And this is not a knock on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, to me, is the best sidekick in basketball. But if Boston wants to win the championship, these questions that we're having right now, this can't be a question. Yeah. Because what you're telling me that Jason Tatum, you're comparing Jason Tatum to a sidekick, and he's a great sidekick. Don't get it twisted. Jaylen Brown's a fantastic player, and this is not a knock on Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum has to take that next step for them to win a championship. It cannot be Jaylen Brown. There's no way that you have somebody that's averaging 28 and we're asking these type of questions. This is an indictment on Jason Tatum's inability to be consistent when it matters the most.
Yeah.
So I trust Jason Tatum, but I'm trusting him because I need him to be that guy if the team wants to win a championship. You need him to be that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's better than Jaylen Brown either. Like, I mean, I think he's better than Jaylen Brown, but I'm not.
He is in the regular season.
Yes.
But my thing is this. I would even say Jaylen Brown's a sidekick anymore. I mean, Justin's gonna follow this. That nigga's not Robin. Jaylen Brown is Nightwing. He's
a 1B.
He is a guy in his own right. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, yeah, Tatum had the 250s, but guess what? It's about this in the playoffs. How mentally strong are you? Yeah, we could say Jaylen Brown's left and all the turnovers and shit from last year. But guess what? He didn't shy away. He didn't pussy out. He kept going. He is relentless. He is honestly one of the biggest fucking dogs in the NBA. And when people name dogs, for whatever reason, they don't name Jaylen Brown. But he is relentless. And he is going to keep fucking playing until his bones break, going to the fucking basket to try to win a game. I can't say the same about Tatum. We just laughed earlier. We're like, yo, he'll get TJ McConnell on the switch. Instead of going to work in the post, going to the basket, he's going to go tween, sidestep fucking three to try to win the game.
Fadeaway mid-range.
For what? Yeah. For what? I feel like he's like one of those guys who's more worried about looking cool. I don't want to say like he's more focused on it, but like subconsciously, it's like he's more worried about looking cool than doing the right fucking play, which is go bang down low against this guy who's 6'3" and take it to the fucking rack.
And if somebody helps, kick out to the open guy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But again, it's like, let me show up my dribble package and do a side step. Hopefully that shit goes in. That's not the shit that you do in the playoffs. And I know we do. You're right. I do call out his blunders a lot. Record for most turnovers in a playoff run.
Yes.
He got outplayed by Jaylen Brown in that same final series. It happens, yeah. But like you said, if they want to win a championship, you're right. I'm not gonna lie. Jason Tatum does have to be the best player. But to be the best fucking player, guess what? He has to be mentally tough. Can I rely on him to be that dude? To be mentally tough, to be strong? No, not right now. From what I've seen historically, I can't see that from him. Can that change this year? Yes, I gotta see it. Mm-hmm. But right now, in my honest opinion, if he had that relentless energy that Jaylen Brown had, I'll say right now, he'd be the best fucking player in the league. But he doesn't. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have the heart that Jaylen Brown has, bro. And that's my problem with Jason Tatum. He don't got it like that. He don't got it. He has the finesse. We know that. He has the skills. He could guard. He has the games. He has the resume.
It's just not.
Playmakers got a lot better, too.
We need the heart, though.
Yeah.
I need to see the heart, bro. I need to see the heart in crunch time. I need to see that dog come out of you because I haven't seen it yet.
I just looked up some of his career highs in the playoffs.
Brown or Tatum?
Tatum.
Yeah.
51, 50, 46, 40, 40, 40. So those games are there. It's just the consistency with Jason Tatum. That's all this answer comes down to.
It's really the last piece of like him entering that conversation of the upper echelon guys that we haven't really put him in so yet.
I refuse to put him in.
You can't put him there.
It's
yet.
really about him flipping that switch because, bro, I love Jason Tatum. He's exceeded all my expectations of him coming into the league. I never thought he would reach these heights. So the fact that he's here is crazy to me. But to get to that next level, it's on that switch right there of when is he gonna figure out like, okay, I'm the guy, I have to take over, because this team is literally catered around him. You don't have to go in the playoffs and average 33 or average 30 like last year.
We just need you to get big time buckets when it matters.
At the end of games, you need to deliver in the last 4 or 5 minutes in the game. You have Jaylen Brown who could give you fucking 20 points in the first quarter. You have Kristaps Porzingis who could give you 20 points any given night. You have Derek White and Drew Holiday that'll take a lot of the defensive load off of you.
And give you 18.
Yeah, and give you 18. So we're just asking Jason Tatum, can you give us the offense throughout the game and do your job? But then in the last like 5 minutes of the game, can you hit those timely shots to put us on top? And that's always been the question. Like, I remember his first like 2-3 years, you saw like he was making progressions. And then it was really after the All-Star break of his third year, he started to click. He started cooking. I'm like, okay, like there's something there. And then he just continued to build every season. He's getting better. And now I'm like, yo, it's like he's right there, but not like that's my feeling towards Jason Tatum. Like he's right there, but he just has to flip that switch to like, yo, this is my team. And part of that was like, we saw like they had Brad Stevens and they had Marcus Smart there. Then them bringing Ime there was like, yo, he holds motherfuckers accountable. Like he gets on your ass, and that really like that he benefited off that. We saw a completely different Jason Tatum. Like he's playing defense at an elite level. Like he's doing all
locking Kevin Durant.
Yeah, like doing all like shit that I never thought I would see from Jason Tatum. And now it's like he's right there, and it's like I feel like he's so close. To say I 100% have faith in him to like flip the switch.
You don't.
I don't.
Me neither. I'm with you.
And it's because there's too many fucking games where it's like they like the game that comes to mind to me is last year in the ECF against the Heat in Game 2 when Grant Williams was talking shit to Jimmy Butler and Jimmy Butler was going at him and Jason Tatum was nowhere to be found in the fourth quarter and overtime, nowhere to be found. So games like that, they really stick out to me. The Nuggets game the other night last week, nowhere to be found. Like
Jaylen Brown was cooking that game.
Jaylen Brown was cooking, nowhere to be found. Like those shits, like Jason Tatum cannot do those.
You see what I mean? Like this is what we're saying. Like,
like
Jaylen Brown gets you that 37, but they ultimately lost because Jason Tatum wasn't holding his end of the bargain. Jason Tatum wasn't being that superstar.
As good as Jaylen Brown is, Jason Tatum has to be the guy if they want to win this.
Yeah, they
do. That's really
what
how.
I mean?
Like they can't win with.
You can't have Jason Tatum as like per se. I don't want to like this kind of. You can't have him as a decoy out there.
Yeah.
You need that motherfucker to. You need him to go.
Like, you can't win the championship with Jason Tatum playing subpar. Maybe the first round
couple
series.
Games, a couple games. You know, Jaylen Brown and these guys could backpack.
Once it gets to the finals, like you need Jason Tatum.
But I'm gonna be honest.
Conference finals too.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's nothing stopping Boston but themselves.
Yeah.
They'll be the only ones that stop them.
And Miami.
If Drew Holiday goes cold within the playoffs like he's shown, that can be an issue. If Jason Tatum, like we said, if he doesn't want to capture and become a legendary in those type of moments in the fourth quarter when you really need it, when it's a close game, those moments can get them.
And like we brought up the 46 against Milwaukee. To me, one of the like
if he just had that mentality
one
every
of the games where I was like, okay, Tatum, like this is like the game where Derek White saved them last year with that. But bro, Tatum, that game to me, he was sharp. Like
he was attacking, he was aggressive.
He was sharp. Like that game was like he was getting everything. Like when you thought Miami was gonna start like going away with it, he was hitting those shots where that was like keeping them in the game. That was to me like one of his like best games. I don't remember what his stat line was that game, but to me he was like hitting shot, like crazy shot. I was like, yeah, this is like
staying consistent. We need that from a superstar. You need that every night.
All the time. Yeah.
So just real quick, what do they do though if they don't win the championship? Because again, another thing we talk about a lot. Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Kemba, Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year level, Rob Will, who else? And the kind of guys that got now, Horford, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, your whole fucking career. Drew Holiday now, who in my opinion is the best perimeter defender in the world, like the past 2 years. Porzingis. That's 10 incredible guys already that I just named.
Yeah.
You've given Tatum all this help already. No championship. What do you do next if you don't win this year?
To be honest with you, this is gonna sound crazy. This is gonna sound like an kind of like what other people are saying, but I'm of the mindset if they fail this year, I'm bringing this thought back. You gotta split them up.
Oh yeah.
You gotta split them up. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, you gotta split them up because history has shown you since 2017, so they were rookies till now. If they don't win this year, they haven't gotten it done. I think Jaylen Brown's good enough to lead his own team. I think you should do him that service to lead his own team. I think Jason Tatum, obviously, we've seen that he can lead his own team, but I feel like if they don't win this year with everything that they have around them, you got to split them up. Boston are probably going to keep Jason Tatum,
obviously, yeah.
But if it doesn't work, you're like kind of just beating like a dead horse at this point. Like we have 7 years of this showing that it just doesn't work. You can get a return in value for whoever the franchise wants to keep. I'm of the mindset they'll keep Jason Tatum. They'll probably who knows? You never know. But yeah, at that point, if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can't get it done this year, then you have to split it up. We can't sit here and say that the franchise hasn't done everything in their power to put these guys into a successful successful positions. Besides Kyrie, because Kyrie, like they played better without Kyrie than the year he came back. But they've tried everything to mitigate all these problems and to have this team excel. And if you're not getting a return on investment, you have to trade one of them.
Yeah.
I'll never see. If they don't win this year with this roster, they're never winning.
I hope so, because I'm not gonna lie. I've always been of the essence of give Jaylen Brown his own fucking team. So I had to disrespect
I'll take him on the Nets.
Like y'all should have did that for KD. They didn't want to.
I wanted to do it.
They didn't want to.
Do you think it depends if they lose in general this year, or is it?
No, I'm of the mindset if they lose in general this year. I mean, besides injuries, if Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown gets hurt. But if they lose,
so if it's like Game 7 of the finals, Jamal Murray hits a sidestep three.
No, Justin, I don't care. That's
it's over,
that's
bro.
his second silver medal.
It's over.
At this point, no more silver. No more
it's
silver,
over, bro.
No more bronze. No more medals. You need the fucking gold.
Brad Stevens has done an excellent job.
He's been fucking
building
great.
this team.
Yeah.
If you guys can't get it done, one of y'all has to go.
Oh my God, I would love to see this nigga. It's not gonna make any sense. And especially because, not only just because of trade assets, because I said give him his own team. Oh my God, give this man to Luka, bro. Give Luka some fucking help. Because like I've been saying for so many fucking years.
Luka and Jaylen Brown?
Yeah,
that'd be fire.
Get them together. But I've been saying for so many fucking years since Luka's been in the league, this man, if he was on the Celtics, they got 2 championships right now. I firmly believe if you swap him and Tatum, they have 2 championships right now.
2,
whatever. Get this man some fucking help.
At least one.
They would have one.
They would have one.
They would have one.
Because you would have them surrounded by the necessary defensive players, and then you can have scoring options all over the court if you just switch him and Tatum. Think about it. You have a lob threat.
If you put Luka instead of Tatum.
That's what I'm saying.
You had a lob threat and Wob Will. Like you had everything that Luka loves at his disposal.
I'm trying to think of teams I'd love to see Jaylen Brown.
What do y'all feel about the Nets?
Nah.
Why not?
He'll have his own team, but
why not? Yo, I'm not saying he'll win anything, but I think he can average like 27 on the Nets.
For what? Bridges? Shit, I don't even know what the trade looks like.
You know where I would love to see Jaylen Brown go?
Where?
I don't know. I don't think they'll do it.
Pistons. No, I'm just joking.
Houston.
That would be fine.
Take Jalen Green out, put Jaylen Brown.
That'd be firm.
But obviously, Boss ain't taking that shit.
Yeah. But and you go back with Ime?
I'm trying to think.
That team would be fire.
I'm trying to think of teams that is going to be certified his, but it's not going to be like fucking absolute dog shit. Like the Pelicans, like cool, but it's like what you just switch him and Bi. Like
I feel like most teams
is either his team.
I feel like competitive, he's probably gonna be the second guy.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But like if he wants to be the guy, it's gonna be a whack.
Let's just say, what if he went to San Antonio, for example, with Wemby?
He wouldn't be the guy because of Wemby. But I'll say this:
that duo would be fantastic.
What about Utah?
Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna be realistic too, and actually competitive. I don't give a fuck.
Marketing.
Indiana would be his team if he went there. He's the best fucking player if he went to Indiana somehow, some way. Between him, Halliburton, even if they kept Siakam, he's the best fucking player.
I think, yeah, but I feel like he's going to run into the same thing. Like, they're going to win.
Kings?
I don't think he'd be
I still give the keys to De'Aaron. Maybe him and Sabonis could have a fight for who's the second best player.
No, but I'm saying if he were on the Kings, that team would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
That'd be fantastic with him.
I'm thinking of like avenues where he's the best player, but it's also a playoff team. Man, honestly, I'm just thinking Indy. That's the only team I can think of where he's gonna go there. He's gonna be the certified best fucking player, and they're gonna go to the playoffs.
The Bulls.
I guess the Bulls, if they even count. If the Bulls count, I don't know, but I agree.
I feel like him on the Pacers, he would, in the playoffs, that's his shit.
Oh yeah, it is his shit. He's like, yo, Halliburton, sit the fuck down with your cute little 12-6. Let me take over right now. Let's head over to the West though.
Yo, this is gonna be our longest episode.
100%. But we going to the West. We're going to the West Coast. Starting with the Warriors. Justin, you know I sold Warriors stock a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm already posing the question of, is this going to be the last playoff appearance, last chance at a playoff appearance for the big three Warriors? I'm saying yes. And I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs, to be honest with you.
Yeah. How long is Curry out? Do we even know?
Man, we don't even fucking know. But I think
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think they have enough of a gap between them and Houston, though. They're 5 games ahead of Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have a big
So
gap.
they're locked into
No,
playing.
they're locked in a plan.
But-
I'm looking at the standings. They're locked.
Are y'all even going to make it out? You got to be, so far right now, you got to beat LA. And if you beat LA, you got to beat one of, the Suns just slipped. The Kings went up. So you got to play against Luka or you got to play against the fucking Suns
Yeah.
for that 8 seed. I'm not buying into it. Like I told you and Dave.
Steph comes back today.
Oh, shit.
Good for
Yeah.
him. I'm still not buying stock into that shit though. They're not going to the playoffs. I'll say it right now, if I look stupid, I look stupid. I don't give a fuck. They're not making it to the
No,
playoffs.
it's not a bad take.
They're not making it.
It's not a bad take.
I'm sorry. Well, the thing is, like, people are gonna say Curry could overpower whatever team in the play-in.
I mean, yeah, I believe so.
Not the Lakers, Suns, and Mavs though.
The Suns are in the play-in?
Right now, yeah. The Kings just went up to 6 last
I
night.
thought-
yeah.
Suns are 7.
I thought it was the Mavericks. Okay.
Yeah, Suns are 7.
They
right now.
just swapped, but it's that tight though. Pause at 6, from 6 to 9. I'm not gonna lie, Warriors don't really have an avenue to 6 at this point, so they're stuck in the play-in.
Yo, that 9-10 game.
I'm taking the Lakers.
Yeah, me
I'm taking the
too.
Lakers.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
This is
Me too.
the best AD we've seen since the bubble.
Not yet.
I'm
And fucking
taking the Lakers.
D'Lo's been tweaking too.
Yeah. I'll rely on D'Lo to get me 18 in that game.
D'Lo, like, he can get you 25 at this point, bro. He's cooking.
That Bucks game was crazy. Another example of the Bucks.
Bro,
they
eight-
can't stop nobody.
AD will fuck around and get you 26 and 16, bro, against the Warriors. Who's grabbing boards over him? Nobody. Draymond, Kavan,
Nobody.
Kuminga, nobody. I'm not believing them to make the playoffs.
No, it's not. You're not wrong. It's not a bad take. I mean, this team's Steph Curry. It's too Steph Curry reliant. Like we've seen a jump from Kuminga offensively, but in games that matter, like if Kuminga's your second go-to scorer versus somebody in the plane, if you're going against LeBron and AD, I don't really like that. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Klay Thompson's regression has been brutal to this team.
It needs to be studied.
It's been brutal.
I was about to
I
say
mean, it's in my opinion, it's because of those two career-threatening injuries that he has. If you see him, he doesn't get the same lift on his jump shot. He's not the same defensive player that he is on the perimeter anymore. It's been brutal. Like people underestimated how important Klay was to the Warriors dynasty because when they had the big four, Kevin Durant, Klay always seemed to get left out. There's more times than not, and they might have been right. Draymond Green might have been more valuable than Klay Thompson.
Oh,
He
yeah, of
talking
course.
about me right now.
But think about it. You're going from Klay Thompson, what he once was a career 44% 3-point shooter or around 40. Now that's dropped to 36% this year. He's still taking a lot of attempts, and for Klay Thompson, that's a bad year. But when he's not providing that floor spacing and consistency and the defense, that's bad. Because when you play, let's say in the play-in or whatever, let's say you win a game or two. Let's just say you beat the Lakers, which I don't think you'll beat the Lakers.
No.
Yeah.
In that backcourt, the same issues are going to plague them. Steph Curry has made drastic improvements as a defender, but in the backcourt, they're susceptible to get cooked every night because Klay Thompson's not there anymore. To me, the only people that you can really trust on this roster right now is Draymond Green and Steph Curry, because you know what you're going to get from Draymond. You're going to get all-world defense, all-world playmaking. You're going to get somebody that knows the system, that knows how to get the best player, Steph Curry, the basketball. But I don't like the surrounding pieces. Andrew Wiggins has taken a step back since when they won a championship. He's not even nowhere near the same player that he once was. They're really small in terms of rebounding. They just don't match up well. And as crazy as it sounds, like, yeah, Steph Curry can get you, he can easily get you your 40 or 50-point games or whatever the case may be, but who's going to help that guy score the ball? Who's going to help Steph Curry score the ball?
Nobody.
If Klay Thompson's not hitting at a 40% clip like he once was, if Andrew Wiggins has regressed, if they don't have any lob threats or anything like that within the Warriors system, who's going to help Steph Curry score the basketball.
Yeah.
I don't like that matchup against the Lakers. I don't like that matchup against the Suns. Even though they did beat the Suns, it took a heroic Steph Curry shot on a bad pass by Pods for you to just scrape by and win that game. I'm not buying stock in the Warriors this year, yo. I don't think they make it out the play-in. I think they lose to the Lakers. I'm with you.
It's over. Dynasty's over.
I mean, to me, it's been over.
You could
been over.
you could retool, but I'm saying these three guys is over.
Clay's gone. Clay's good is gone. Clay's good is gone.
Yeah.
Should be.
He's the odd man out.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's odd man out.
100%.
And he can still be a valuable piece to other teams, but his role is heightened on this team because he's essentially part of the big three within the system that has propelled this team to a dynasty. He's not holding his end of the bargain because of the injuries. I think the injuries have just taken a toll on him.
To be honest with you, I don't think he'll be a valuable piece to any type of contender.
It's like
right
on the
now.
Lakers, for example. You don't think as a spot up shooter, as a third, fourth option, you don't think I think that'd be valid for them.
You know why? Because he thinks he's better than that because he's had a long ass leash in Golden State. When he realizes that in a LA or somewhere else that he doesn't have that shit, he's gonna fucking make a
feel
pouty face and be pissed off. He's already making pouty faces this year.
I feel like now fuck third guy. He got to be like your fifth guy.
He's got to be a role player.
He's the
Yeah.
fifth guy. He's playing way better off the bench, which I've been saying to do since last year.
Since last year.
Since last year, the middle of last year, I said, yo, take this nigga off the fucking bench, bro. That's it. Let him be your sixth man. Yeah, he's cooking right now, but you could tell he don't like doing that shit.
Yeah.
So imagine him
Gives me
leaving
mellow
Golden
vibes
State.
in terms of like not accepting that you've fallen off
Yeah.
offensively as a player and having to accept a certain role to be in the
He still got
NBA.
the ego.
Yeah.
That shit not gonna fly any other team though. It's just because you're a Golden State legend that you could do that shit. That you could take your 11 threes a fucking game. You're not getting away with that shit in LA. LA, you take your 5, you go 1 for 5, you stay on the fucking bench. We're not letting you take another 5 just for you to make one more.
True.
We're not dealing with that shit. But let's move on to the Lakers though, which is the potential Warriors matchup right now. Can they make just like Miami another Cinderella run if they avoid the Nuggets all the way to the conference finals? Because right now Nuggets is the number 1 seed, but like half a game. But I have full belief that they could beat the Thunder, they could beat the T-Wolves. Those are 2 teams that they could very realistically beat, especially without Cat out there.
Yeah.
He's gonna come back supposedly, but he's not gonna be the same. So my thing is it possible? I think yes. You just gotta play the Thunder or the Timberwolves, and then what? Who you playing in the second round? The 4-5 seed is the Clippers or the Pelicans. Obviously, the Pelicans are cooking. But the
The Clippers been dealing with injuries now as of late.
yeah, that should be a back and forth. Them and the Clippers. And then boom, you're right there in the conference finals again. Yeah. Most likely seeing the Nuggets. Are you going to the finals? No, I think LeBron's time of winning championships, unfortunately, is over. I think the conference finals is the furthest you're gonna go, unless someone else beats up on the Nuggets. You got to get someone else to beat them up because you're not gonna do it.
What I'll say about the Lakers is yeah, they gotta. Well, first they gotta get in the playoffs after winning these games. Because at this point they gotta win 2 playing games.
Yep.
Which I think they'll do.
Will they?
They gotta
They
play.
beat the Warriors, but then what? You got to play either Luka or you got to play the Suns. I feel like
I think they could beat the Suns.
Yeah,
I think they could beat the
Suns.
Mavericks too.
Yeah.
I don't think they could beat the Mavericks. I ain't
The
gonna lie to you
Mavericks,
guys.
I'm not high on the Mavericks, bro.
The Mavericks are too fucking Luka reliant.
I'm not gonna lie, but exactly.
But
I'm
yeah,
high
one
on
game-
Luka.
LeBron and AD would torch them. And
I'm
defensively,
high on Luka.
the Lakers are so much better than Dallas defensively. It's not even close. And we remember we said the numbers. We told the numbers defensively. If you're a team that is at least a good defensive team, that mitigates a lot of your problems. The Lakers, when LeBron and AD on the court, are a good offensive team. And in the playoffs, we know how LeBron and AD get in the playoffs. They step up their level of intensity defensively. I got them beating the Mavericks in the series. I trust them more.
My thing is though, like, well, it's not even a series, just that one-off game.
play-in.
And like I've said it so many fucking times, Luka's the one guy you don't want to see in the play-in if you're a fan of another team.
Yeah, but for me,
That one game situation, I trust that man more than anybody else in the league.
for me, the Lakers are also like they're that team where in the playoffs, if the stars align their way, they could see themselves possibly in the WCF. So I think, but things have to fall their way, and it depends on matchups. They could give a run to these young teams, like they could be OKC, Minnesota. They could be. They just gotta avoid Denver. Like
That's the monster under the
really
bed, yeah.
that's really who they gotta avoid. But if everything works out in their favor, I could see them going back to the WCF. But right now, the odds are really against them. Mm-hmm. It's really, really against them because it's just tough this year. The West this year is fucking stacked.
It's disgusting.
It's stacked. Bro.
You know what?
disgusting.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say they don't have a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals this year.
If they avoid the Nuggets.
And there's a big discrepancy within my opinion this year from last year. Last year, AD and LeBron were hurt majority of the year, and they made moves at the deadline. This year, LeBron and AD have been relatively healthy, especially Anthony Davis, and they're still a fucking playing team.
They made no moves.
They made 0 moves.
Except
They're still
for
a playing
Dinwiddie.
team. Dinwiddie sucks. I'm not a fan of him. He's terrible. But look.
Fine, I
But
like
look.
Dinwiddie.
If we're gonna talk about, like, I love D'Lo. I'm a Nets fan. I love that season. Love what he did for us that year. If we're gonna talk facts, D'Lo is one of the worst playoff droppers in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
He's not wrong.
His style of play in the playoffs, like this elite shooting, D'Lo is a jump shot. I like to call him a jump shot shooting scorer. That's how he's gonna get his buckets. D'Lo's not gonna break you down and go to the basket. No. If D'Lo's shot is working, he's gonna get you. He's gonna light it up. If D'Lo's shot is not dropping, we're gonna see some tour date level shooting percentages and like field goal attempts, and we're gonna see some tour dates of that. But like I said, this team made no moves. LeBron and AD have been relatively healthy this year. They're in the play-in right now. And the West this year is better than last year. You have teams that have gotten better. Do I like their chances against Denver? No. Do I think OKC can beat them in a playoff series? I actually do. Do I think Minnesota can maybe beat them? I would say no, but Minnesota's going to be really tough to beat.
Will give them problems, but
You know, like, this West is just tougher this year, and that's basically my mindset. If you have 2 of your best players relatively healthy all year and you're still in the play-in, that's a big problem.
yeah.
With how competitive the Western Conference is this year, I don't think there's going to be a magical Cinderella run. I think at most Lakers get to the second round and they get humbled by one of these young teams coming up. And they better hope they don't play Denver in the second round because it's going to be over there. But I do think I don't see a Cinderella run this year just because AD and LeBron have been healthy all year. And where's it led you? With no moves at the deadline, where's it led you? Where are we at? We're discussing a Lakers topic of them getting out of the play-in. Last year was different. AD and LeBron were hurt and they made moves at the deadline. That's why they made that run. This year, they played all year, made no moves, and look where they're at. So I'm going to say no, there's no magical Western Conference Finals run this year.
Man, I don't know. I trust the Lakers if they avoid Denver. Denver's the only team
Clippers,
that you don't
too.
have a chance. I'm not scared of the Clippers.
The Clippers, they've been banged up recently.
They've been banged up, but if the Clippers get healthy, I like them against the Lakers. I'll say it to the world. That last 20-point comeback in the fourth quarter, who didn't play that game? Zubac and Paul George. That's 2 starters.
Oh, I'm not scared of Paul George in the playoffs.
Yo, I think the Clippers are a better team, and if they play the Lakers, you can bookmark me on this too. I got the Clippers if they play the Lakers in the playoffs. I got them. I got them.
I could understand you until you said Paul George. I'm not worried about Paul George in no playoff series. And the year of our Lord 2024, I'm not scared of Paul George.
You know what's funny? Paul George had an amazing playoff series. Remember that year Kawhi got hurt? How phenomenal he was to like for the rest of the playoffs for 2 rounds. Ago. But think about it. There's not much of a point of emphasis on Paul George going off this year. Like, you got Kawhi Leonard. We know how Kawhi gets in the playoffs. Kawhi is one of the best playoff performers, in my opinion, in NBA history. James Harden, playoff blunders, but we're not going to need James Harden to do all this other. We're not going to need him to be a hero. We're not going to need him to create a shot. Now, we're going to need him to get the ball. We're going to need him to score 20 and get our best scores the ball. I think Paul George has a better playoff run this year with James Harden, because the lack of a point guard last year getting you the ball and getting you in those sets, people underestimate how important it is for somebody to run an offense and get your superstar better looks. Yeah. There's nobody better. Well, there's a couple of people better, but there's few better than what James Harden does. Yeah, to help superstars get easier shots.
Yeah, them and the Lakers match up real well.
And on top of that, the Clippers have a stacked bench and they have a great head coach. Yeah, this Clippers roster is so good. It's just because they're going through injuries right now. That's the only reason. But fully healthy, mano a mano, I got the Clippers beating the Lakers. I'm telling you, that Lakers bullshit that happened that shit is not happening this year. It's not happening. Bookmark me, and you can say this. That magical bullshit Western Conference run, it's not happening this year.
I'm buying into it. I'm buying into the Lakers too. If they don't play Jokic, I'm buying into it. I ain't gonna lie. Moving on to Dallas, so since this is Luka's best team that's been put around him, what is the furthest that this team could go? To you guys.
Bro, I feel bad for Luka, bro. Every other night I be checking. This motherfucker's having 39, 11, 12 just for them to lose.
He blessing me in fantasy.
Or just for them to win by like 2 points. I'm like, bro, is this really like the way to go about things? Like, I feel like he shouldn't be having to do all these things to win, especially imagine he's doing this in the regular season. Imagine what he's gonna have to do in the playoffs. Just if he's just like scratching out these fucking regular season wins. Yeah, I guess like on paper this is the best team, but I'm like, I mean, depending on who they match up, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose in round 1, because he does so much for this team, but like there's a lot left that's like empty and that's like left on the table for this team. So it's like we could ask him to do so much, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, if they match up with like OKC, you think OKC will
we
beat them?
keep picking on OKC.
Yeah, we be
mean?
picking on
OKC is gonna beat them. OKC will beat them.
I know we talked about them if they play Minnesota, but I'm like, yo, Minnesota's defense is crazy.
Minnesota's defense is locks.
I think Luka will get his shit off, but it's like
It's gonna be
I
tough.
don't trust nobody else to help to carry him out.
Kyrie Irving.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Kyrie Irving.
I don't.
Kyrie Irving.
Now
Listen,
he's not wrong for not trusting Kyrie.
I don't trust Kyrie. I'm sorry.
anybody else, fine.
Name me a great playoff run from Kyrie besides 2016.
I trust both of them though.
Name me
2017.
2017, right? And who was he playing with? The best player in the world, right?
Yeah.
After that,
2017. But Luka
Really?
is. You can make a case the best player in the world.
you could make a case. I wouldn't say it, but listen, man, I'm gonna say some crazy shit, yo. Listen, I love Luka. I think Luka's a top 3, top 2 player. We won't call him the best player in the world, but this is a future statement. If Luka Doncic wants to maximize the most of his NBA career in terms of winning, he's gonna have to take a fucking step back from dominating the fucking ball all the time.
Yeah.
He is going to have to take a step back. For example, do you remember when Kyrie Irving and LeBron James in Cleveland? LeBron James was a 27-7-7 guy. LeBron James went back down to like a 25-7-7 and let Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie took the most shots that
Kyrie was
year.
taking the most shots that year. Why? Because you have a fantastic, efficient isolation scorer. And LeBron's like, yo, for me to get to where I want to go and for me not to burn out, I have to utilize this guy. Yeah. Essentially, Kyrie Irving gets his isolation touches or whatever, but essentially, when he's not, he's a spot-up shooter. Kyrie Irving is too good to have him as a spot-up shooter.
Yeah.
We can all agree with this because history tells us when you run a heliocentric based offense, it doesn't work. You can't win a championship playing basketball this way. James Harden's proven it. We've seen it with James Harden. He's flamed out in the playoffs. Luka Doncic up in this point. He's going to have these great playoff series. We know how amazing he is in the playoffs. But they end up losing. Why? Because the team, the well-rounded team is always going to outclass the team that's led by one incredible player. There's going to come a point in time where if this Kyrie Irving situation doesn't work out, Luka Doncic is going to have to take a look in the mirror as a player, and he's going to have to come to the realization that I can't be averaging 35, 7, and 7. This is not sustainable championship level winning style of play. One, it'll draw players away from playing. It will make players not want to play with you. Because Kyrie Irving, whether we like it or not, and you know I'm not the biggest Kyrie fan, Kyrie Irving has proven that he can be the second best player in the championship team, albeit to arguably the greatest player of all time in LeBron James. He's proven that value. You have him on your roster, and on top of that, you're still having these Herculean level games where you're putting up 40, 11, and 11. And to the regular NBA fans' eyes, they'd be like, yo, man, this dude needs help. But when you really watch a Dallas game, even when Luka didn't have like the counterpart like a Kyrie Irving to create his own shot, even then, yo, Luka's taking all the shots, he's dominating the ball. I don't think that level of play is just not sustainable, and it's not a championship level style of play. So there's gonna be a point in time where Luka Doncic, hopefully it's soon, he's gonna have to look in the mirror and be like, listen, man, I'm gonna have to scale back a little bit on the scoring to utilize these other people on my team. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest player of all time, when he first started out in his NBA career, 37, 33, 35, 32, 35. Phil Jackson said, yo, my guy, we know you're a great scorer, bro. Yeah. We can see that you're a fantastic scorer. We need you to scale back on the scoring, get your teammates involved, and buy into a system. Jordan went from averaging 37, whatever, to 30.6 rebounds, 5 assists with phenomenal defense, and that is what propelled them into championship level play. You have to utilize your entire team.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Luka. LeBron learned that a while ago. LeBron was very heliocentric, but then he's like, you know what? When he started playing with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Kyrie and Anthony Davis, I have to utilize these guys. These guys are superstar level players. I have to let them get their shit off too. Luka Doncic has not come to that realization yet. And until then, it won't happen. And on top of that, he's a horrific defensive player. So he'll get you 39, but his matchup, if it's an elite player, if he gets you 40, his matchup's giving him 30. His match is giving him 30. So that's my biggest gripe. I don't think they'll win just because of Luka Doncic's style of play. Don't think it's sustainable, and it's easier to guard one guy than an entire team.
They won't win a championship, obviously, but
I was well said.
they could get to the second round, though. I still think we saw with James Harden. Yeah, he didn't win a championship, but he went to 3 conference finals, I'm pretty sure.
2.
Yeah, 2 conference finals as a Rocket. Yeah, you can't win a championship when you have a heliocentric team, a heliocentric offense, but you could definitely win a series or 2, and I still have the faith that he can win a series. And I understand you saying, these players had to take a step back. But these players had to take the step back. They realized that when they had the talent. This is the first time, in my opinion, no disrespect to Porzingis, but this is the first time he really had the talent where he could be like, all right, maybe I can take a step back. Every other year, like last year, for example, could not take a step back. The year before that, no opportunity to take any fucking type of step back before that. So my thing is, when he has the talent, if he was blessed with some talent, I think he would realize, let me stop pounding the fucking rock.
Yeah.
But he just hasn't had that. And so, now this full season with Kyrie Irving, we'll see if he brings in the reins and says, you know what? Sounds crazy, I'll only average 32. Kyrie, go get yourself 27. Can it happen? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible, but I think you're only capable of taking that step back when you got the talent that you could trust. That's like, all right,
I trust Kyrie.
I'll take 3 less shots. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kyrie, I'll trust Kyrie. Porzingis in the past, no. Even when he first got there, was not scared of the Mavs at all, bro. I did not view them as contenders at all.
If they play like OKC, I like Dallas's chances.
You think Dallas can beat OKC?
100%.
I think so.
Yo, I would like to formally make a bet with you guys if that happens.
That's fine.
If they match up,
If they match up. Of course, if they match up.
I think OKC beats them in 6.
Minnesota, that's a whole different conversation. I think that's gonna be a lot tougher.
If they play, I got Minnesota in 6.
Yeah, I think I got Minnesota.
I
got
got
more
Minnesota and
confident.
OKC in 6.
I have more confidence than being OKC.
Yeah, I'm more confident than beating OKC.
You know why? Because Dallas's defense sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Their defense sucks.
That's true.
And the other teams that we're comparing them to, OKC is a really good defensive team. So is Minnesota. But OKC's defense is paired with them scoring. Minnesota has a middle of the pack offense. I like those. I like that mixture rather than being an elite offense with horrific defense. And the Mavericks, that part of the reason why they are the way they are is because they have no defensive stoppers. Just how we disrespect Indiana, obviously Tyrese Halliburton is nowhere near Luka's level, but their roster construction in a way is kind of similar, except the fact that Luka has a 25 to 26 points per game score on his side. But who do you have on Dallas that can sit down in a defensive stance and guard somebody?
Yeah,
Don't.
Nobody.
And we know that shootout style of basketball is not sustainable. So that's the reason I got OKC in Minnesota, just because they have great defense, but their offense can answer the call, especially OKC.
I had the perfect question for OKC when we get there on why I think Luka could beat them, but we're going to get to that very shortly. We on to the Suns right now. Can this pure hooper type of build win you a fucking championship? Me? No.
Not
this
at
pure
all.
hooper
Oh,
shit, you're not winning, bro. I don't even got to say too much. You're not winning like this.
Yeah.
This whole focus on KD and D-Book wanting like pure hoopers, and that's why they brought in Beal and shit.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah, like that whole bag shit. They so worried about bag. That's not getting you nowhere. I wouldn't even say they're going to the second round this year, to be honest with you. They're not.
Yeah, and I don't really. It's just all season. It was just like the biggest glaring question. Not even just that. It's just like them all not playing enough games together.
Health.
Even if they were together, I still didn't like have this team as like an overwhelming contender. It's just the health on top of it. It's like I feel like every time one of them's in, the other one's out.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking crazy. Like Bradley Beal's finally available to play. Devin Booker's out.
Yep.
No
Vice
continuity.
versa. I feel like that's how it's been all this whole season.
It has.
Continuity has been like out the window. And I don't know, like this team obviously they could win a playoff series. Like they could, to me, they could beat fucking the Pelicans like,
Off talent.
Yeah, off talent. Like they could beat teams off talent, but
I don't
like
even know about that, low key.
you don't think they'll beat the Pelicans?
No, I think they will, but
Oh.
I think the Pelicans are a lot better than people
good.
think they are.
And there's no avenue for them to play the Pelicans.
Yeah,
to be
there
honest
is
with you.
none.
So
But
it's like, your
they're
fault.
really relying on talent and like them just like outscoring their opponent.
It's not gonna happen.
Because like they don't really have motherfuckers that are gonna lock up. Like Devin Booker last year, he improved a lot defensively.
he's a good defender.
But
He's
like-
a good defender.
He is.
Nah, yeah,
that,
he is.
that narrative, he's a good defender.
Yeah,
He's a
but
pretty
I-
good defender.
Are we gonna ask him to get in the chair and guard Luka?
Hell no.
And give us 30? Fuck no.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, but you got
and
the
then
other two
playmake on
guys.
top of that because he's their
and
point guard
playmaker,
too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they decided to do that.
Yeah.
So they
Yo,
shot themselves in the foot doing that shit.
Listen, I talked about it last week. This is the team that I think has the possibility to get upset in the first round. I don't like the roster construction. It's too top heavy. You have three scorers. Who are the role players surrounding these guys?
Grayson Allen.
Nurkic.
Grayson Allen's been good.
Nurkic will get you
Nurkic
the
is
20
good.
rebounds.
Nurkic is
though.
good. Now watch this.
Kobe.
Who's their bench? Who's backing up Nurkic? Bobo? Are we serious right now?
Wasn't it Eubanks?
Eubanks, are we serious right now?
Bobo.
And like we said, we know what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It becomes more of a half court setting. Who's their point guard that's going to get? You think Devin Booker's more so of an offensive scorer. Devin Booker's not going to look to get Kevin Durant easier shots or Bradley Beal. No, Devin Booker is on that court to get buckets. So their lack of that's why I think they should have got my son Jones, Tyus Jones from the Wizards.
Wizards.
I thought that would have been the perfect thing for them to do because you have a traditional point guard that's not looking to score, that's trying to get these three offensive juggernauts the basketball.
Cook.
So the lack of point guard play for them turns me off. On top of that, statistically, the Phoenix Suns are the worst scoring fourth quarter team in the NBA. Why? Because defense gets better, game becomes half court. Who's setting these guys up? Nobody's setting these guys up. On top of that, this roster construction, like they have solid role players, but they don't have anybody to lean on. If Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, if either one of them, God forbid, gets hurt, it's depleted. So this team is too top heavy. With the new CBA collective bargaining agreement thing, this is their team. This is it. They're trying to make it. They're trying to make more parity in the NBA. So what you see on paper right now is what the Suns are going to have to work with.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to work with not having a traditional point guard that can help these elite scorers. You have to work with having the worst fourth quarter offense. They have to work with having not a good defense at all, not a good defensive stopper, not a good rim protector. They don't have anything. Kevin Durant's their best rim protector. He's a good rim protector, but he's not a great rim protector. He's not somebody that you want banging down there with bigger opponents.
Yeah.
This team has the makeup of getting upset, and this is why when I was talking about this on another podcast earlier, this is exactly why I said the Phoenix Suns are the most susceptible team that we view as quote unquote contenders, because I don't. A lot of people do because they have three names. This is a team, in my opinion, that's going to get upset.
No, yeah, and I said it back in the offseason. I'm like, yo, them not getting a point guard is gonna come back to bite
Should have
them.
got
Stupid.
Am I
Yeah.
wrong for campaigning for them to try to get Tyus Jones
Tyus
from the
Jones
Wizards?
Tyus Jones
Would've been perfect for them.
It would have been a really
Perfect for
good
them.
fucking pickup, and it would have been.
And he
like
was
low
available.
It would have been a low budget too. It wasn't like we saying go get Halliburton.
No, we're saying get
He just wanted to start. Like,
We're just
Yeah.
getting a point guard that can get you in 10 to 11
yeah,
points
10
and
to
get you
11.
5 to 7 assists. That's going to set things and make things easier for your
Shit,
scores.
Playing with them, he'll average 8 assists.
Yeah.
No funny shit.
They dropped the ball completely.
They
dropped
fucked
the ball
up.
completely.
They fucked up right there. Yeah, I got no faith in this Hooper shit. This bag centric type of
No, they
roster
neither. And on top
construction.
of that, they don't even have continuity. Like Justin said, one comes in, the other one's out. The other one comes in, the other one's out. We know
Two of them could be
continuity.
out.
You know continuity matters. They don't have that continuity.
It's a shame. No, it is a shame, especially with
As
how
a
much
Nets
talent
fan,
they
I'm
have.
happy because we have all their picks. Shit, I hope this shit blows up in their face.
That's some bias there. That means his take was based on bias. All right, we're going over to the Kings though. Kind of the same thing with like the Magic that I said earlier.
Kings.
So, are we allowed to have some expectations for them going to the playoffs, or are they still in that status of, oh, we're just happy to be here? Because to me, like I said, you got 2 years of making the playoffs in a row where you're happy to be there. After that, y'all got to win a series. So even right now, I won't blame them if they don't win a series. But next year, y'all got to come with your shit. Because last season, you were the 3rd seed. I sat here. I said, y'all going to beat the fucking Warriors.
Almost
Unfortunately, you didn't. You were right there. You were literally right there. De'Aaron Fox was playing out of his fucking mind like I knew he was capable of doing since his rookie year. So I'm proud that he was able to do that shit. Been a fan of Sabonis since he was on the fucking Pacers. But now,
Bonus, yeah.
y'all gotta prove this shit right now. You have to. And if it's not this year, like I said, I'll let it slide. Next year, you gotta come back with that shit. So I'll say this year, I'm not having no crazy expectations for them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But the next season, you gotta win a fucking series.
Yeah.
You have to. And right now, you're projected to play one of the top 4 teams.
Minnesota right now.
Yeah, right now you're locked in Minnesota, but it's constantly changed. So you're either gonna play the
Minnesota
Nuggets
or OKC.
OKC, Minnesota, or even the Clippers. I think the Clippers are on like 2 games.
The Clippers
out
are 3 games
They're
behind
3
now.
games behind.
The
Yeah,
Timberwolves.
so it's like those teams. You could upset. We picking on them. OD. You could upset OKC.
Why do we keep doing this to OKC? The Kings are not beating OKC.
We could upset OKC. The Kings is my second team. That's why. That's my only faith. But to be honest, like being completely serious, y'all not beating anybody this year. I hate to say it, but
It'll be a fun series. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie.
But your run,
Which
your,
one? OKC and them?
Yeah,
Your-
it'll be a fun series.
Your path to going far was last year. This year, kind of stuck, bro.
Yeah.
You stuck. Honestly, I wish there was someone they could play the Pelicans. That's another team I'm picking on for the rest of the pod. I wish there was someone they could play the
Zion's
Pelicans.
been looking crazy.
Oh, yeah, recently, yeah.
Holy.
Which
Yes.
is gonna address the very next question. But yeah, he's been hooping. But y'all don't really have expectations for the Kings either.
My question for the Kings, damn, can Sabonis keep this level of play in the playoffs?
I hope so.
He's been playing outstanding, like out of his mind.
Top 10. Say it, Justin.
He's been playing great. I'm not gonna jack that right away.
Top
but
10.
Yeah, top 10 players. Ludicrous.
I'm not
This
gonna jack
season,
that.
top 10. Number 10.
He's been good.
In
He's
a
been-
regular season, yes.
Yeah,
He's
he's
been
number
real
10.
good. But yeah, if he could keep this going in the playoffs, and then I trust De'Aaron Fox in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
So it really comes down to that. Can they keep it together? Would love to see Keegan Murray make that slight jump.
Keegan Murray's been a lot better this year.
Yeah,
though.
he's been a lot better.
defensively.
This year
He's,
too, yeah.
Defensively,
Yeah.
he's low key
He's good,
elite.
bro.
So and then Malik Monk, could he give you like 2-3 games where he could just
Oh yeah.
6 man of the year.
yeah?
Malik Monk.
2 minimum.
So I think they're a team that like, yeah, they'll probably lose in the first round most likely, but I think they're a team that they're gonna give whatever team they play a run for their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think you cool this season, but next season,
Yeah,
y'all gotta come with the shit.
I could see them. Well, I'm not gonna say like the Warriors, but I could see them having that like when the Warriors before they won the first chip, they lost in the first round, and then the next year they came back like. I'm not saying to that extent next year, but like it would be like I felt like because when the Warriors lost that year in the first round, nobody really like
What year was that?
that was
14.
14.
The
You sure?
Clippers.
They lost the
2014.
Clippers.
In
Wait,
round one.
12,
They went
13,
7.
They
12,
beat the
13 went to
Nuggets.
second round.
They beat the Nuggets in 12-13, right?
And
Okay.
lost to the Spurs.
Lost to the Spurs in 6.
right? Yeah,
But
the
I remember
Spurs.
that year they lost in the first round to the Clippers. Nobody really nobody was like, oh, they're a fucking failure, blah blah blah.
And no one thought they was gonna come with it the
And
very next
nobody
season
thought
either.
I'm not saying they're gonna come back next year and fucking be the number 1 team,
Mm.
but I think they'll come back next year, retooled most likely, and they'll be a little bit better next
Okay.
year.
They got the pieces to be top 4 next year. And it's the West. I mean, the West. To be honest, any of these teams that we just went through right now, we just went through 6 to 10.
Any given team
They
could
could be top 4 next
fucking
year.
the Pelicans was the number 1 team last year. Like at one point, like,
Before Zion got hurt.
before
yeah.
Zion got hurt, they was the number 1 seed.
You already brought up the Pelicans, though, Justin.
Yeah.
Our kind of critique of the Pelicans going into playoffs is like every team kind of got their superstar going into it. You just mentioned Zion's been playing pretty fucking good. Can he emerge and be that superstar in the playoffs and potentially win you a series? Because right now you're gonna play the Clippers.
This is what I said. This was like I think 2 episodes ago. I feel like Zion is either gonna go one of 2 ways, no in between. He's either gonna fold in the playoffs
Badly too.
because we've never seen him in the playoffs.
No, we haven't.
So I feel like it's either gonna go one of 2 ways. He's gonna get in the playoffs. They're gonna scheme around him. He's gonna fold, or he might be one of those motherfuckers that rises to the occasion in the playoffs, and they're gonna be like, "We have no answer for this guy." I feel like it's gonna be one or the other. Like I don't think there's in between. I think it's gonna be one or the other because he does have like, all right, what the fuck? Like Zion is like, we could scheme against this guy, but
Let
then
that
we
nigga shoot.
Yeah, let that nigga shoot. Like what the fuck? Or we could see him where he goes off and they're like, yo, we have no answer for this guy. I know they've been running the point Zion like lately, and it's been working. Are they gonna hang their hat on that when it comes playoff time?
Please, no.
I don't know.
He's a good playmaker.
He is. He really is. But I don't know. I feel like this is another team that needs a point guard because I like CJ McCollum.
He's not a traditional
He's
point
not a
He's an
traditional.
undersized too.
He's an undersized 2. I think him and Brandon Ingram pairing is a good pairing. I think they just need a point guard But we'll see in the playoffs. I have faith that Zion could rise to the occasion come playoff time. I don't think they'll win a playoff series because the teams in front of them, they're currently what, 6 right now, right? Or 5th?
Pelicans are 5th.
Fifth.
I don't think they're beating any of the teams above them.
They'd be slotted to play, and there's a good possibility they end up playing the Clippers.
I don't think that it'll be a fun series.
I don't please let Zion dunk.
It'll
on
be
PG, bro.
I think
Please.
that series could go like 6, but I would take the Clippers. But they have a nice squad too. Like they have a good squad.
Trey Murphy.
Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, fucking. We mentioned who else did we say? No, I mean Alvarado.
Alvarado, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah, Alvarado,
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas. Like they got a
Jonas.
good squad. It really comes down to if Zion's gonna rise. Because I think from what we saw from Brandon Ingram in that playoff series against Phoenix,
He was good.
he was good. And in a half court setting, I trust him. And Zion's only gonna add to that. So the biggest question is Zion gonna rise to the occasion and the point guard play? But I don't see them beating any of the teams ahead of them. And the only team I can see them beating is the fucking Kings, but they're not gonna play the Kings.
Some of them below, I don't even trust them to beat.
Yeah, so
I think they could beat the Suns, by the way, too.
I think
It's the Kings and the Suns that they could beat.
I think what they should do, I mean, obviously they're gonna want to win a playoff series, but like if they could really make noise in their first round matchup and put the league on notice for next year, I think that's what's gonna be to come. Because now you'll see like, okay, we have the guy,
We got to respect that
and
team.
we got to
too.
respect that team, and we got to make the moves to like utilize this shit.
You think Zion could be a superstar in the playoffs?
It depends, bro. It depends. A superstar in the playoffs, it's hard. Obviously, I feel like defensively, a lot of teams are going to scheme up the same way that they scheme up Giannis. They're going to build a wall on Zion Williamson, and we'll see. He does have the requisite shooting around him because there's a lot of good shooters on that team. But I'm gonna just shed some quick light on the Pelicans because I feel like a lot of people are disrespecting them. But these are the numbers. These are some numbers I have right here. So in the last 20 games, they're 10th in offensive rating, they're 2nd in defensive rating, and they're 3rd in net rating.
They clamped up.
The last 20 games, Zion Williamson, that point Zion that you were alluding to, is averaging 25, 7, and 7, shooting 61% true shooting percentage. He's gotten better defensively because I have watched film of him. He's showing more effort defensively. And another thing, they're one of 3 teams to be top 10 in offense and defense this year. So the other 2 teams are the Celtics, who we view as a contender, OKC, who's 2nd in the West, and that 3rd team is the Pelicans.
Damn.
And they're playing some good basketball right now. They've risen up in the rankings. And look, I wouldn't pick them to beat the Clippers or whatever the case may be. This can be a building block for next year.
Yeah.
But this just goes to show you how deadly that this team can be when they're connecting on all cylinders. And mind you, they're only a half a game behind the 4th seed. And I would it depends because they're kind of pretty much slotted into playing the Clippers. This wouldn't be a bad team to play in the first round to get your first win. Why? Because they're dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
If Kawhi Leonard's hurt or he's not the same, or Paul George or whatever the case may be, because we know injuries can plague the Clippers, this can be a team that they can take advantage of at the right time within the Clippers and get that first playoff series win. So we'll see. But I do think Zion will be well. I do think Zion will be great just because the amount of shooting he has around him, and he has CJ, Brandon Ingram, all these other guys that can shoot around him, and we know Zubac, whoever you're putting Zubac on him, can't guard him. Put Kawhi on him, that's fine. Then you're leaving somebody else to have a favorable matchup like a Brandon Ingram or whatever. So this is going to be a tough team to play against. I think they can beat the Clippers if the Clippers come in banged up. But if the Clippers are healthy, I don't think they beat them, though.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even think the rest of the guys will be healthy. If Kawhi is healthy that whole series,
Yeah.
you're kind of
Herb
done.
Jones,
saw Kawhi-
Herb Jones going to have to put on the best defensive performance of his life, and he's going to get cooked.
Kawhi was giving the fucking Suns 5th last year.
That's the thing, though, and it's going to kind of parlay into the Clippers question. It was going to be nice, but I think, like you said, one of the best playoff risers in NBA history. Not
For
that
sure.
we've seen
No, he's in the history
live
of the sport.
in history. One of the greatest risers to the occasion. Maybe even in all sports.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you think about every fucking sport, there's not that many guys that rise to the occasion more than him all time, my nigga. Like, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
So if he's out there for that 7-game series, I'm sorry, Zion's not going to be the best player in one game. There's not a single game that he's going to be the best player on the fucking floor. Yeah. And that's no disrespect to Zion, no disrespect to the Pelicans, just that playoff Kawhi is a different fucking animal. And you just need the second guy to just, score 20 maybe? Whether it's Paul George, Norman Powell, whoever. Just give me 20, bro. I'll give you 35. and the fucking lockdown defense.
It's really gonna come down for the point guard for them in the future because
Yeah.
they had Lonzo Ball, it didn't work out, and they let him walk. They didn't get nothing back for him. They drafted Kyra Lewis while Lonzo was there. I thought that was the stupidest shit ever. I don't know why they did that. Now he's gone. Even
ass.
when he was on the Pelicans, he didn't do shit.
He was ass.
And then they drafted. Yeah, he was ass. I'm sorry. And then they drafted Dyson Daniels.
Good defender.
He's a good defender. It's still early, but I don't know if he's the guy that we are talking about that they need.
I feel you.
And Jose Alvarado's not no point guard to me. He's like another Pat Bev.
Another Pat Bev.
Great defense.
But
Great
Puerto Rican.
defense. Yeah.
Great
Puerto Rican Pat Bev. Yeah.
Great defense.
Great defense. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jacking that Puerto Rican Pat Bev. Now going to the potential, most likely locked in opponent for that first round series. With the Clippers, do you guys have much faith that Kawhi and PG, no matter where this run ends, will they end that run together for the first time since the bubble? We haven't seen them finish 8 playoffs together in 4 fucking years. Is that going to happen this year?
Damn.
Paul George didn't come in at all last year.
It's tough, man.
Kawhi
He's
went
hurt
down.
right now.
Yeah, he got back spasms right now.
Yeah, the year before, they
Some
missed the
teams just have
playoffs.
Worse luck.
The year before that, Kawhi went down, PG finished that shit. And then it's the bubble before that, where you blew things in the second fucking round. They got, honestly, I know we said the Celtics have the most pressure on them to win a championship. I would counter and say it's really the Clippers. Because at least, you know what? I was just talking shit about silver medals. At least they got a silver medal.
Yeah.
Fucking Clippers don't even have that.
Yeah.
They don't got that silver
They got
medal.
no silver medal.
They got 1 conference finals. The Celtics have however fucking many. At least 4 in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Clippers got 1. 1 since these guys teamed up. Do I got faith in them to finish the playoff series, the whole postseason together? I don't know. Something always fucking happens, unfortunately. Something always happens. I personally do not have faith in these guys to do that shit. I'll tell you guys right now. I don't think they're both going to be healthy by the end of the postseason. What are you thinking right now, Justin? Because I don't got the faith just because of what the history is saying to me.
It's gonna be tough, especially in the West. Like, it's not even the most ideal situation right now that they're hurt right now, especially now in this Western Conference where all of the teams are pretty close. So every series from round 1 all the way to the finals is gonna be tough. And it's gonna be a lot. You gotta get guys playing at 100%, healthy from round 1 to the finals. So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot to do. And I don't know, because we saw it in that 2021 year. That was like the closest chance, and Kawhi went down in round 2.
He was done.
So it's gonna be tough, man. It's like they're that car that is driving cross country, and it's like it's breaking down. But it's like they're almost at the finish line, but it's like breaking.
Breaking down Utah. You just right there. It's Cali. Bro. That shit broke down.
You got fucking like, you got motherfuckers like put that shit neutral.
Yeah, push that shit, God. Push that shit, man.
Yeah, that's really how it is right now. But it's gonna be tough, man. I feel like as long as Kawhi is healthy, I think they could go far.
My prediction's still looking strong though. For the past 4 years, I said these guys won't win a championship together. I said that 4 years ago. It's still looking good. I'm still keeping my stock in. I'm not selling that shit.
I think Kawhi has to be the one that's healthy throughout the entire run.
Yeah, more so than Paul
That's
George.
that's really the way to go. Because I feel like they could survive a series or 2 without Harden or Paul George.
100%.
Like either playing up to par or just if they're just out because of injury. But once it gets to like WCF finals, that's like when you need like everybody.
No,
But as long as Kawhi is like there the entire run, I think they have a shot.
I don't like them against the Nuggets though.
Oh,
Which is
yeah, I
who
don't-
they'll probably play
In the second round.
in the second round.
Yeah, I don't like that.
If it's OKC.
If it's, I'll take them over.
Yo, what the hell?
He's tired of the OKC
So,
bullshit.
OKC's not-
Y'all sleeping on how good OKC is.
I am. I'm not gonna lie. I am.
Dude, that team is
I am.
filthy.
They're good.
They got an MVP candidate. They got Chet Holmgren, who's a transcendent big man in today's game. J-Dub.
I said Shea was winning MVP before the season started.
Nah, he did.
Lugans Dort. Isaiah
Luke
Joe.
Dort.
They have a lot. Mark Daigneault is a really good head coach.
He's fire.
He's
Yo,
fire.
y'all are sleeping on what this team can do. But you know what? I respect it because at some point, every dynasty or great team, They had naysayers in the beginning until it was done.
We gonna bet on it.
My
We
whole
gonna bet
thing
on
with
it.
OKC,
I think OKC.
I don't know. I think my
I-
thing with OKC is like Shea. This is gonna be the first time he's a superstar in the playoffs, and a lot of these young teams they kind of have to go through the growing
Stop
pains.
spoiling shit. Stop spoiling shit, nigga. We gonna get there.
Now
I
we'll
guess,
see.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll
I
get
think
there,
y'all
we'll get
sleeping
there.
on OKC,
Stop
bro.
spoiling
Y'all
shit.
sleeping on OKC big time.
We almost there. Just
Look,
chill out.
Look,
Yeah,
real
we
quick
almost there.
to sum up what you guys said about the Clippers. I'm in agreement. This was a team. I'm gonna go on the limb here and say this. As crazy as it sounds right now, I thought they were winning the championship this year.
never gonna win the
When they
championship.
got number one seed in the West with how they were playing, that's when I made my assumption that they would go. I was like, yo, this team is potent offensively and defensively. They're intact. They're led by a great coach in Tyronn Lue. They have the superstar ability. They're a great rebounding team. They're a great 3-point shooting team. They're a good mid-range shooting team. They're a good half-court transition. They had it all. But your analogy was right, man. They're starting to break down. And who could have guessed? Playoffs around the corner. That's when these injuries start happening. So I'm going to say no. They don't. Just because how Kawhi is hurt right now and Paul George or whatever the case may be, how he can always get hurt, I'm willing to agree with you guys. I don't think they have a good playoff run. And if one of them are not playing, they're not winning.
And you know what's crazy? Even if, like, say, God forbid, like they both go down, and we just have to see James Harden Dolo in the playoffs.
LOL.
I feel like they're gonna just come back with the same squad next year. That's really how it's gonna be. Like no change.
They need to. They put a lot of stock into this.
They have
yeah,
to.
they have to.
That's one
gotta
thing,
ride it out.
That's one thing I respect about Ballmer. Ballmer's going down swinging with this
Yeah, he
team.
is.
He's
Damn.
not like the Nets. The Nets got 2 years of their investment and let everybody
They're
go.
like, guys,
Ballmer was like, nah, I don't got my future. You guys are staying with me until you guys are on fucking wheelchairs and chains. And you are staying with me. So, you know, and on top of that him keeping them and extending them year by year got them to get a James Harden, got them to get a nice bench pieces and Norman Powell, all these other players, et cetera, and et cetera. So they stuck with the course. But
he's riding out with them. Yeah,
he's riding out with them. You need to. Look what you traded for Paul George.
yeah. You really have. You have no
Look
choice.
and look what you made OKC
You
right now.
lost. You lost the trade.
You exactly. Your trade is exactly why OKC is where they at right now.
Yeah.
You got to ride till the wheels fall off, bro. And shit, I applaud them for doing that. But no, I don't think they finish it. And of course, injuries happen. This was one of the reasons I said would derail this team. So yeah, I don't think the Clippers are winning, bro. I think injuries are gonna catch this team like they always do.
I'll even counter what you said because you said if one of two of them go down, it's over. To be honest with you, only if Kawhi goes down, it's over. Because if PG goes down, I don't care. As long as Kawhi's out there,
He said, "I don't care."
as long as Kawhi's out there, shit, I got faith in this team. If Harden goes down, whatever.
I can't
PG goes down, shit, I really don't give a fuck. To be honest with you, I really don't give a fuck. But if Kawhi's out there, you got a fucking puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Against even the Nuggets, I'll say it right now. Even the Nuggets, you will come out swinging if you got Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
You lose anybody else, I don't give a fuck. You lose Kawhi, you might as well just book your fucking vacation.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. You might as well book your vacation. It's over.
Yeah.
Going up to Minnesota though, I'm just gonna keep it real short and simple. Will they be able to silence the critics? Everyone's saying that they can't win a series. Kind of like how we treat OKC.
A series?
Yeah.
They're wilding for thinking that.
They're beating the Kings because that's what they're gonna play. Hopefully,
People are still down on them though. Not me. I'm saying people are more down on the T-Wolves than OKC.
Nah, bro.
yo, they're gonna either play Dallas, Phoenix, or Sacramento in the first round.
Food.
Think Minnesota beats all of them?
He gonna hate what I say, but not the Mavs. Mavs are gonna cook them. Mavs will cook them.
I think they beat the Mavs.
Cook the Mavs? The
Mavs-
Mavs are gonna cook them?
Yeah.
Cook them.
Nah, I think they beat the Mavs.
I'm not worried, bro. With Luka Doncic, I'm not
Yo,
worried.
man, the disrespect for these young teams on
Nah,
the come up
I'm
is
not
think-
worried. I'm
I-
not worried.
I think Minnesota is like that. It's just like
Without Towns, but I'm saying without Towns.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
Yo,
Towns-
Towns is done for the
That's
year.
well, if he comes back, he won't be the same. There's potential for him to come
Oh,
back.
see what I mean? That just changed my entire
That's my
view
thing.
on this, bro. He's
That's
so
my thing.
important for them.
That's why the Mavs will cook them. You don't got that second super offensive option.
That's true. You're right.
You're going pound for pound.
Damn,
Luka's
you're
gonna
right.
say, let's knuckle up. Who's scoring more? And then guess what? I still got Kyrie to back me up in this fucking fight. We jumping you 2-on-1 on the offensive side.
Yeah, man. If Cat doesn't play, that's huge.
Gobert's not matching Kyrie's offense. Are you serious? Mike Conley's not even putting out half of what Kyrie's gonna do. Points and assists. He's not getting half of that shit.
It's gonna be rough.
Nah, you're right. You know what? I'm gonna keep my thing short, yo. If Cat is not healthy and who he was come playoff time, they're losing in the first round.
They're done.
Damn.
They're done up. No, that's what I'm saying. They're done up.
People sleep on how great Cat is, how great he is, because he's a great player.
No, he's amazing.
He's a great player.
He's amazing. It's just, the voice, and people think he's soft and shit. People are like down on Cat for whatever reason, but let's be real. He could be a problem in the playoffs, bro. Now that he knows that this is not his team anymore, this is Ant's team, which I don't think he was ready to let go of in that Grizzlies series
He let go
2 years
now.
ago.
Ant different.
But last year he let go. This year he let go, and he's looked better.
This is Ant's team.
He's looked better than ever.
I think they can win a first round series.
Without Cat?
I think they could. Their defense is fucking crazy, but they're kind of like a baby Celtics in the fact that they are their worst enemy in like the fourth quarter, because like that's when a lot of the mistakes like come about. So they have those similarities, but like with their defense being how it is, they're gonna stay in games. To be honest, and it's really gonna come down to those last, like at the end of games. Can Ant deliver? I think he could. They're just gonna have to cut down on the mistakes. Even with Cat there, I still had these questions because we saw Cat. We brought it up like 2 episodes ago, in that Grizzly series, bro. He was fouling out like crazy.
Yeah, he was.
Stupid ass fouls, like
Stupid ass offensive plays.
stupid ass offensive plays. Like those are the shits they have to really cut down on if they really want to move like in advance and be true contenders. But I think they could win a playoff series. But like without Cat, yeah, it's
gonna be tough.
Contention
It's
is gonna be slow for that.
It's looking very bad. I can't lie.
Yeah.
It's looking very bad. Now we finally I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think this team was gonna cause the most like controversy, I guess you could say. OKC. This is kind of why I've been saying I could trust this team against OKC. Can talent overcome inexperience and youth? That simple. Is it possible? Yeah. In my opinion, this is Shea's 3rd playoff series, but the first one as a superstar. Because the first one was
Clippers.
the Clippers. He was a young boy. He was a rookie. He was the second best guy to CP. You're the fucking guy. Not only are you the guy, I picked you to be MVP. You're top 5 in the MVP ladder right now. I think he's like number 2 right now.
He might be 2, yeah.
Yeah. He might be 2, and he's always been in the top 5.
He's getting some love for real.
Deservedly so.
For sure.
But it's more so like, can I trust a J-Dub in his first one? Can I trust Chet to bang with AD? Can I trust Chet to bang with AD?
No, you can't.
I mean, well, to be honest, that's the only bit that's gonna give him problems because Suns. I'm just saying about the playing teams. The Suns not gonna have no big to give him problems. I guess Nurkic will bully him for boards and shit.
That's why I wanted them to get Andre Drummond.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
That's exactly why I wanted them to get Andre Drummond to back up Chet for a series just like this.
That's another thing, bro. They have no backup big, bro.
Yeah.
If Chet's in foul trouble or if he gets hurt, they're fucked.
Or if he's just getting bullied and outplayed.
And he's not even like...
Yo, see, I agree with the Drummond take that they should have tried to get Drummond.
They should have gotten a
Drummond
real
wasn't
type of
even
big
in my
man.
mind, but they needed a backup.
Anybody.
I wasn't thinking about Drummond,
Yo,
but
Drummond's going off for Chicago. He had some games where he's spectacular shit. Imagine if he was Chet's backup, how crazy that would be going to
they
play.
need to
picked him up in fantasy.
They need to
nigga.
address that in the offseason.
They
But
do.
like, and another thing, bro, like we mentioned AD, like nigga, Gobert will probably eat him up too because
Well, they won't see each other though. In the
they
first
might, yeah,
round.
they won't see each other.
Second round they will.
Yeah,
But they gotta get out the first
Chet
round.
isn't the best. Like he's not the best rebounder.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's poor for his
Yeah,
size.
he's a poor. And that's
Just be straight up,
And we
he's
all
poor.
know for me, nigga, a turnoff for me is a center who doesn't rebound.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be a big glaring hole for them. I want to see what Shea does in the playoffs as the main guy. I mean, we'll see. I think J Dub. We'll see.
I think he's going to translate fine in the play. He doesn't do anything too crazy for me to suggest he won't.
Yeah, I think J Dub will be fine.
I like Ludor. Ludor will be fine too. Defensively, he'll be fucking fine.
Yeah, but we'll see, bro. Cause it's a young team, bro. And some of my doubts was just like this team is young. They're gonna go through the growing pains.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't get it done this year, bro. Cause before the season, we had them as like the 8th seed.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
so
Me
it's
too.
like the fact that
Yeah.
they're here is like, but
They're way ahead of schedule.
you're way ahead. Of
I can't wait till we do that review too. By the way,
Oh yeah, when we
of all the
react to
predictions
that,
and shit. Yeah,
yeah, that's gonna be
crazy.
funny as fuck.
Because I already looked at it yesterday. I was like, damn, I was wrong about this. I was wrong about this. Damn.
Bro, I had the Nets at 14.
14?
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
That
we're
doesn't look
11.
that bad,
That's not
though.
too bad.
Nah, but in the beginning of the season, it was kind of crazy.
Bro, I
was like, damn.
You know why I'm hyped, Justin?
What?
Because the Wizards are at 15 where they should be, which is where I put them. And the
Oh, we
Pistons
both
passed
had them. Yeah, we
But
had
that
them.
was looking
Smart.
true, too. Yo, I'm
Yo,
happy
we had
about
the
that
Pistons
shit.
at like 12.
You had the Pistons at 12.
Oh.
I had them at 14. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
I had them at 12.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I had them. I got them in the Wizards right so far.
I didn't think they'd be this bad. But yeah, the Thunder, yeah, they're ahead of schedule.
Way ahead.
Yeah, I didn't think this would be the year where they'd be the 2 seed. So if they don't get it done this year, I'm not looking at them like, oh, they're fucking failures. They're still young. I think they have years to grow, years to get better. If it don't happen this year, it's not the end of the world. As long as this core is getting experience in the postseason, that's really all that matters. But I think that, yeah, they could definitely. To me, their ceiling is like second round.
Did they get to Western Conference Finals?
No.
I don't think so.
Solely because this is my thing. You'll get out the first round if you play anyone besides the Lakers. If you don't see AD, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. You're gonna get out the first
So
round.
look, so if they were to get out the first round, right? 3 and
playing
6,
Gobert.
3 and 6 play in the second versus
They
2 in the
play
second
2
round.
and 7, right?
They're 2 right now. So
They're
like,
the two. That's what I'm saying. So
No,
the
two and
Timberwolves are gonna play the Kings, and even though let's say the Kings upset them, are we trusting Chet against Sabonis? Are we
I'm
doing
not gonna
that?
lie, bro. I think Chet has the type of game to draw serious problems for Sabonis too. Because how we say Chet is a weakness, Chet also can bring out a rim protector and extend the game to the 3-point line.
100%.
Chet can also get you 20 points. Chet's offensive game is pretty advanced for a rookie.
I know.
So
I think, but I think
I like him against the Kings. I'm taking house money on that. If it's the second round Kings versus OKC, I got OKC in 5
the
games.
flip side to that.
5
is-
games.
Yeah,
I
you
think,
do it.
I think
You do it.
Sabonis could cook Chet.
Yeah, on the board.
Just as bad.
And also with, like you said,
Sabonis is so overrated to me, bro.
now hold on, but like you said, of pulling Sabonis out the paint, the best thing about Chet on defense is being able to anchor that defense and block shots. Sabonis could pull him out and then play make. The paint is
What,
open.
the DHO and all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm living with a Sabonis 3.
They're gonna
mid-range. I'm
battle.
living with
No,
that.
them two are gonna battle, bro.
not even that. Just like I'm a fucking playmaker. Now the fucking paint's open. The paint's open for De'Aaron Fox to just
Yo,
run
but
right
you
in there in
got
half a
You got a
second.
Lou Dort to throw on. I'm not saying he could guard De'Aaron Fox, but you got one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA to put on someone.
I trust D Fox, bro.
D Fox has one of the best games for the playoffs.
Y'all sleeping
On
on
Dort?
how great Dort's defense
I
is,
love
bro.
Dort.
Dort's a big nigga. I feel like
Yes.
Fox is gonna do his thing, but Dort is gonna make it tough. So I'm dead ass. I done seen Dort lock up Kyrie. I done seen Dort lock up Kevin Durant. I done seen Dort lock up James Harden. Yo, chill, because Dort is like that on defense, bro. Dort is
serious.
like that.
But my thing is,
I like that.
De'Aaron Fox is a tough shot maker.
De'Aaron Fox is not better than anybody I just named outside of Kyrie offensively. He's not better than Kevin Durant. He's not tougher to guard than Kevin Durant. He's not tougher to guard than prime James Harden. Let's cut that nonsense out. Kyrie and him is a toss-up. I don't know. Kyrie's a little more complete offensively than De'Aaron Fox with the mid-range, the post-up. There's no weaknesses in his game. I'm not saying he's locking De'Aaron Fox, but I can assure you, De'Aaron Fox is gonna have some problems that series.
He's not gonna have. I'm not saying he's better offensively than those 3 guys, but my thing
And
is,
Dort's locked all 3 of those guys.
but
up.
he's got what he has the skill set. Not even just speed. He has the skill set made for the playoffs, which is making tough ass buckets. His thing isn't running gun. Blah
you
blah
think,
blah.
Justin?
His
He will
mid-
break niggas down.
You think Dort can guard him, Justin?
he got,
Bro,
he got one of
Fox-
the best mid range in the
Fox's
NBA.
mid range has improved so much,
No,
and
his shooting's improved
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
But his mid range period is
So
one of the best.
he
right now.
showed to me. He proved last year in the playoffs, like when shit gets like close and tight, like he could.
He don't
For
care.
sure. He was
he's
Mr.
gonna
Fourth.
answer-
He was Mr. Fourth quarter last
He's
year.
gonna answer the call, and then on top of that, I trust him. He's gonna get to the free throw line. And with a big nigga like Dort, yo, I trust Fox. He's like, I'm gonna get them calls, bro. I'm gonna get them calls.
And that'll be a cool matchup
Yo,
though.
yeah.
Just offensively.
It'll be a fun matchup.
Y'all have
SGA
me like
versus
wanting
Fox.
to see, like we're all playing this shit in our head. Like I really hope this comes to fruition. I hope we see
That'd be a
playoff
fun
series.
fucking series.
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Fox versus SGA. Oh man,
Fox versus SGA.
because Fox is so slept on this year.
So-
Yo, y'all,
Bonus versus
yo,
Chet.
Dort defense me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yo, that's gonna be a fun.
Dort straps.
And then Keegan Murray on J Dub.
Yo, Keegan,
cancel
yo,
each other out.
people sleep. Yo, Keegan Murray
Murray's
is
nice.
They sleep on
close.
both of them.
Keegan Murray is as close to being an elite defender as there is in the NBA.
Yeah.
He that jump that he's taken defensively this year He guards the best player night in and night out, whether it be a guard or a forward. Yo, Keegan Murray's defense is like that. And then when he's like a sniper level 3-point shooter, value is everywhere with that kid.
Yeah,
he's a
almost
great
like,
role
he
player.
could go off for 6 threes in a game.
Yeah. He could cook. He could cook that. But my thing is, though, it's still the inexperience, though, to me, and the lack of, like you said, a backup big and I guess you could say a big. You feel me? Because Chet weighs the same amount as me, bro. And he's a foot and 3 inches taller than me.
Their backup
Is that not crazy?
It's plausible. It's plausible concern with that shit.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it wrong. Yeah,
because there's no one else you could swap in, and it's like.
And Justin said a great point. Who's gonna be his backup?
Olivier Sarr is his backup.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know who that is.
He's Alex Sarr's brother.
Okay,
The guy who's
I'm not gonna lie. I had no. I didn't even know he was an NBA player.
The guy who's projected number 1.
He died. I didn't even know who that was, bro. Yeah, they're depleted in the bench backup.
Basically, the kid who's projected to be the number 1 pick
he's the
this
one
year,
pick.
his brother is on OKC.
Okay,
he's
I
the
had
backup.
no
yeah.
clue. Okay, wow.
But forget about foul trouble, like you said. If it's just like I'm bullying you right now,
Like AD
you don't want to see AD. You don't
And I
want to
think
see Gobert.
Jokic.
You don't want to see
Sabonis is the
Sabonis.
type of motherfucker
Or
who's like,
Jokic.
oh, nigga.
Yeah,
Or Jokic.
Sabonis could
Chet is
bang.
gonna feel that.
Sabonis could
Pause.
bang.
Yeah, he could. Pause.
Yeah, he could.
But Jokic, man, they're not even gonna see Jokic, which is the last team we talking about.
The Nuggets.
This is kind of crazy. This is the only team where like my question is about the other teams. That's how much they separate themselves.
Yeah.
Who could beat the Nuggets in the West? Who can beat them in the West? To me,
In the
nobody.
7-game series, I don't think anybody can beat them.
I feel like the team that matches up best with them is the Lakers.
You know
and
what?
even
Swept.
then they got swept.
Nah, you know what's
swept.
funny? You know what team actually won 2 games against them last year? The Suns.
Suns. Yeah,
The Suns did. But I still don't
It's
believe
all
them.
about match. I know they won't win.
but to be honest, bro, I don't know.
You think if they play again, you think Lakers get swept again?
To be honest,
God. They'll win one this time.
even though the Suns gave them 2 games, I still feel like the Timberwolves
Denver-
and the Lakers played them better than the Suns
Yeah.
because in those
Wait, you do?
yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait. How you think they played them better if the Suns accomplished what they couldn't do and they won 2 games? Wouldn't that mean that you get what I'm saying?
It's because like
Because when the Suns was losing, they was getting blown out.
yeah,
Yo,
it was bad.
but the 2 games the Suns won, it
Like
was
I
some
know,
nail
a
biting.
sweep is a sweep, and like for example,
Yeah, I was about to say because
we joke about.
I'm not
shit,
saying you're
but
wrong.
It was 2 close
but
sweeps.
like from the surface level, it's like, wait, you're saying the team that got swept was more competitive than the team that won 2 games?
it's
It
because
just sounds
it could
crazy
be.
to me. It just sounds crazy to
It's
me. my
not,
fault.
I guess, but like I just remember from those games, bro. Like I just remember like the Timberwolves. I know, yeah, they beat them in 5 games, but like some of those games were like it went down to the wire, and they kind of made
Edwards
it
missed the
difficult.
game winner one of those.
it was
yeah.
the bounce of the ball in
And
those
then
2 series.
The Lakers series, they swept them, but to nigga,
Point
that
differential
was
was
the closest
close.
sweep I've ever seen in my life.
Closer than the Cavs and Pacers in 2017, bro.
Yo, closer than the Nets and Celtics?
No, to me it's Nuggets, Lakers, and then that is 2. To me those 2 are the closest sweeps I've ever seen.
Cavs and Pacers were close as fuck though.
I don't remember that one.
That was 2017 where PG got tight that CJ Miles took the shot instead of
The
him.
only games I remember from that series is that game and then game
The one
3
where they
when they blew that 30-point
and
lead.
Just he was tight.
Yeah.
So last year when the series was 2-2 between Denver and Phoenix, you had no doubt in your mind Denver was winning regardless, right?
Yeah.
But one of
That speaks.
those games to me was like Booker went fucking. I think Booker had 40, and then Landry Shamet had like 27.
Yeah.
I'm like, but also they lost that game, and Jokic had like 48.
Yeah, he
I remember that
Yeah,
game.
Jokic had like 48, and the game was close. They didn't get blown out. It was right there. So I'm like, they basically just shot them out the building. Like you had Durant go off, Booker go off, and then
And
you
Landry
needed
Shamet.
Landry Shamet to go off
Just to
Almost
squeeze
got
by.
30.
just
to squeeze by.
just to squeeze by. So to me, the Lakers and the Timberwolves, they gave them a better fight. The Suns got those games just off of pure talent, and you had somebody off the bench go off as well. So to me, it was just like, and then we saw like the last game, the game 6, the Nuggets blew them the fuck out. Like,
yeah, that
it
wasn't
wasn't
even
even a
competitive.
contest.
That wasn't
Like,
competitive.
and the games that Phoenix won, it was because all-time historic performances from
Yeah,
Booker,
out of body
Durant.
performances.
Yeah, out of body performance.
Even from a role player.
Yeah, from
the
a
zone.
Yeah, I remember Landry Shamet could not miss, and you had Jokic put up like a 40-point triple-double. He might have had 50. He might have had 50. I think he
I think he had 51.
I think he had 51 actually.
Cooked.
Yeah, and they lost.
He cooked, bro. I'll say that much. He fucking cooked.
Yeah, that's why I say. I know it sounds crazy, but that's why I say
Yeah,
that.
in my opinion, to make it short, I think Denver's a lock to come out the West. They're
locked to win a
they're so
championship.
they're locked to win a champ. There's so much of a lock. We're sitting here discussing teams that could even give them a fight.
Yeah.
That right there is our
That's
answer,
sad, bro. I don't think we've seen that from like any type of standpoint since
the
the
Warriors
Warriors
with
and
Durant.
Cavs.
The Warriors with Durant.
Yeah.
People,
But even then, you still said maybe Houston when they had CP.
Yeah.
But that was it, maybe.
Maybe
And
it
when
went to
it was
7.
the Cavs in the East, I was like, yo, like nobody's gonna
Yo,
stop
I
these
found the
niggas.
game. Jokic had 53, 4, and 11, and they
4
lo-
rebounds.
Yeah, and they lost by 5.
Wow.
Disgusting, bro.
Durant had 35. Booker had 36. Landry Shamet had 19.
But Booker had a 40 ball.
Booker wasn't
one of
missing in the
those
playoffs
games.
last
Yeah,
year.
he wasn't.
He wasn't
Bro, he was
missing.
14 for 18 this game.
That's disgusting, bro.
He's
And
ridiculous.
he had 12 assists.
He's ridiculous, bro.
Bro,
And you barely win.
bro,
Imagine
they
that.
won by 5. Bro.
Barely. You barely fucking won that shit.
And then the other game, they won by 7.
Nobody's beating them though. To put it simply, healthy
Unless
Clippers,
they get hurt, no.
Healthy Clippers is not beating them. We already know none of the playing teams are gonna beat them.
The other game they won, Booker had 47. Durant had 39.
That's the one I was thinking about. That's the one we're
And
supposed to have 40.
Jokic had 30, 17, and 17.
Nah, but the thing is, Booker and Durant, you could count on them to have games like that. So I don't know if it's lucky per se or whatever, but I mean, if it was like Landry Shamet and somebody else 39, but like
Shout out Landry Shamet.
we expecting Booker and Durant to really do that.
I guess, but
Shit, they did win 2 games, man. And nobody else in the playoffs could say they won 2 games against them. Only
true.
Phoenix.
that's true. That's true. That's fair enough. But I still think that there's a lot of other teams that match up way better than
True, me too.
Phoenix this year. Even
Phoenix.
it's crazy, bro. I don't think there's anyone beating them on
Me
the
neither.
planet,
They should win another championship.
barring injury, obviously.
Yep.
Because even in the East, who the fuck is gonna? I don't give a fuck about the Celtics. Honestly,
Celtics, as much as we hate to say it, they may be the only best option.
And even then, I'm not giving it to them. I'm not even giving it a discussion, to be honest with you.
Jason
not.
Tatum plays like the man that he's supposed to be, and Jaylen Brown, they have a chance. Other than that, no. But we can't count on Jason Tatum because he has a lot of playoff blunders and he's inconsistent.
Give Jason Tatum a heart transplant. Give him Ant Edwards' heart.
Or give him Butler's heart.
Oh shit, they win a championship. Oh fuck, they're a dynasty.
Yeah.
With Jimmy Butler's attitude, they're a fucking dynasty, bro. But we just wrapped it up with all the teams, guys. It's my favorite part of the episode. The MVP of the week,
MVP of the
Justin.
week.
MVP of the week. Just to give you some background, JC, I'm gonna give y'all a couple of players. I'll let you guys, I won't even put in input unless I literally have to in a split. That's it. So first, we got DeJounte Murray. He had 23, 1 and 11, 40, 4 and 3, 33, 7 and 9, but they was 0 and 3. But he's hooping. they just getting cooked right now. Giannis had 34, 7 and 10, 30, 13 and 4, 32, 11 and 7. The Bucks is 2 and 1 in the last week. Zion, who we just talked about, who's been emerging recently, 27, 6 and 7, 33, 9 and 1, 34, 7 and 4. They 2 and 1. And the last one's the big guy himself, who's just glazing him basically for like 10 minutes. Jokic, 26, 6 and 8, 35, 17, 12 with 6 steals. Cooled off 12, 14, and 6. And then he had 31, 7 and 5. They went 4 and 0. Quick honorable mention. I don't think this thing's ever going to be in MVP of the week considerations ever. No disrespect. Keontae George, though, you kind of got kind of close. He's been hooping. And KD would have made it if he didn't have that shitty game for Charlotte.
My favorite rookie.
So DeJounte, Giannis, Zion, Jokic, MVPs of the week.
DeJounte, Zion.
Giannis, Jokic.
Giannis, Jokic. I think I'm going to give it to Giannis this week.
You know what's funny? I was about to say the same exact thing.
I can't believe y'all agreed. Honestly,
Shit.
I would have given it to Jokic because
I
of
mean,
the 6
you know
steals.
what? For us not to agree, I'll give it to Jokic because 6 steals along with
6
that.
steals.
I spoiled my choice, though. I spoiled my choice. I would have picked Jokic, bro.
That shit was wild.
That 12-point game.
And
fucked
what?
him
Wait,
up.
you said they were undefeated in that stretch?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's MVP. He's MVP.
Yes.
He's got. He's
They're on a
MVP.
winning streak right
MVP,
now.
yeah. That stretch got them number 1 seed.
That's what I'm saying.
They said,
he's
yo, they,
MVP.
they said, fuck the White House.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about no White House.
They
right
trying to
now.
get the number 1 seed.
Man, yeah, that's Jokic. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for the
Jokic
6
got it.
steals, it would have been closer. But that 6
I gotta
steals,
see that game. The 6 steals is absurd.
he cooked. Jokic, another MVP of the week, bro. Congratulations. You got another edition of the Sydney Sweeneys. We're going to have to get this shit in gold at this point.
Yeah.
Quick shout out, though, because I just said I was going to do it too. Shout out to Dave, who's been on here twice or 3 times. Cause it's his fucking birthday today.
Yeah, shout out to
Happy
Dave.
birthday to Dave.
Costco Dave.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, my guy.
Shout out
That's
to
my
Dave.
guy.
Shout out to Dave. We're gonna go chill later on. You, me, him, Colin. We're gonna see what's going on with that. I got no other shout outs, to be honest. It's up to you guys if y'all got any shout outs.
Nah, man,
Got
I
no
just-
shout outs. Shout out to you for pulling up.
Yeah.
Really
no shit.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll even let you close. Say whatever the fuck you want.
nah,
bro.
like I said, just thanks for the opportunity. Like I said in the beginning of the show, if you guys continue to, work hard and stay even killed and, build more content out, and you guys can really make it big. You really could. You just have to put in that work. And on top of that, as crazy as it sounds, watch other podcasts and kind of take some stuff that they do to implement in your show. The best form of like flattery is taking shit from somebody else. So if you see other topics or other things that people do, you should implement them in your show, but add your own little twist to it. But other than that, y'all, thanks for the opportunity. I like chopping it up with you guys, talking hoops with you guys, and I like the outline, everything of this podcast is great. Just have to continue to work and just keep going. But I like what you guys are building here for sure.
No, yeah, 100%. To be completely honest, I mean, we're a fan of a lot of podcasts, but just in case anyone doesn't know, he's cool with Pick a Side. Them being able to do that shit.
All is my best friend.
Yeah, not even just that, but the fact, what it was that clicked with us?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's like, these niggas are like not even 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like this is niggas in Hollywood. It's not like niggas like through the wire based in Chicago. It's like, these niggas live like 5 minutes away.
They literally live 7 minutes from you guys where they do the show.
Well, I'm not going to say he knows, but like, he knows Riv, like not personally.
Yeah, Rev, Joel's are my guys, yo. So yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
like-
That's cool. I honestly didn't. I thought you guys would have probably got your inspiration from like Through the Wire, because that's what my boy Joel.
100%.
That's who he got it from. But the fact that you got it from Pick a Side
really
is
both of
crazy.
them, to be
Yeah,
honest.
but Through the Wire was more so like, wow, like these are regular niggas doing it. But then Pick a Side was like, yo, there's no excuse. They're right there.
They're locals.
They're right there. They not in some big ass studio. Respect to Through the Wire, because they start off in an apartment too, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not in like some big ass like studio paid by fucking Peyton Manning. And they shit looks great.
Yeah.
They doing a lot of good shit. Shout out to a lot of other podcasts.
And I've been
out there as
watching.
well.
I've been watching them. Yeah, since the start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to see the growth has been great, bro.
Yeah.
Didn't he put you on
Yeah.
from the very jump?
Yeah, like I said, bro, like
Yeah.
for you guys to take this shit to the next level, you have to be consistent. Like
100%.
how many times a week do you guys record? You
Once
don't
a
mind me
week.
asking, once a week?
And I want to do it twice.
Sometimes, yeah, if you push it 2 to 3, the best way is to get more content out there. And tag certain people. You guys have TikTok?
100%.
You guys keep posting that shit on TikTok and, just hope for the best. But the way you guys are doing things, I like it. Like I said, it just needs to be continued with hard work. This is not something that, because Pick a Side took a while to get to where they're at, regardless of what people think. And people might think they blew it fast. No,
Nah,
those boys put in
they
the
put the
work
work in,
to get to that point. Put in the work and keep expanding and adding more different things to your podcast. It's going to attract more other people to come to tune into your podcast and what you guys have to say. But so far, I like what I see from you guys.
Yo, I appreciate that. Also, shout out when people would even say Player's Choice too.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to OG because he's from Jersey too. Jersey's the central
Yo,
podcast.
I was looking at OG is really from Jersey.
Yeah.
Does he live in Jersey?
I don't know.
Currently, right now, I don't know, but he's from.
I know
Jersey.
he went to St. Anthony's.
Joe, that's where he's from. Why did I think OG was from Chicago, bro?
Nah.
Oh, he's from Jersey. And so I saw it the other day. I was like, wait, he is from, I thought this whole time.
Shaq is family.
He's from Chicago. But yeah.
And Shaq is from Newark. Shout out, I'm telling you, shout out to Jersey. Jersey's central. All right, guys, with that, we're going to see you guys next time. Peace.